Hello, everybody. Joe Donuts here, and welcome back to another episode of Summer Pockets Reflection Blue. Where last time we left off, wouldn't really say we hit the climax of Owl's route, but we definitely climaxed in Owl's route. Would have been better if I just said climax to now, because he probably just busted right in there. Let's be honest. Doesn't really seem like the kind of guy to carry around, a little something in his wallet just in case. So, and I doubt he has mastered the pullout technique yet. So who knows? We might be going on towards advancing the teen pregnancy statistics on this island, which are honestly probably pretty high. Like I said, I think I said in one of these other episodes, like, in rural areas like this, there's nothing else going on. They got nothing better to do. This island is strangely prudish in that sense, where the youngins ain't going at it all the time. But hey, you got to keep that T rating. But yeah, hello, I'm tired. Recording this video. Gonna have it go right up as soon as it's done. It's like 6:30 right now, so hopefully it won't be up as late as the other one was the other day. But hey, what can you do? I was doing homework literally for like 6 hours yesterday, so there was no shot of getting an episode recorded. Like, I got home at like it was like 3:45, close to 4, and then until like 9:30, 10, I was working on my assignment before I submitted it. And then as soon as I submitted it, I realized, oops. Literally one of the first words I typed had a spelling error. And it was, how this is getting graded is, it's not like, we'll knock off 1 point for spelling. No, it's like the entire section needs to be perfect. And if it's not, you get no points. So it's like, ooh, that's like 20% of the grade right there. So I had to correct it, resubmit it, but it you can't retract the thing you submitted, so I had to like upload it in the little comment on the side saying, hey, I realized, like, as soon as I submitted it, I made an oopsie. Please don't fail me for this. And submit the correct document. So hopefully they take pity on me. If not, it's no big deal. I'll still have enough points to pass the class, but it won't be with as flattering of a GPA. Like right now, have like a low 90s for the score, which honestly is pretty good for everyone else in my class. But I'd prefer to keep that instead of dropping down into the 80s. But even though I do, you can't win them all. You still have to call me sergeant, and I still get paid more in the end. Even if I don't get a fancy certificate that says I'm a super smart boy at the end of it. But that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to think about what I did today in order to talk about literally anything, but I didn't really do much. I went to class, then I went and did like a doctor's appointment, and then I came back, and now I'm tired, and now I'm recording, and I want to not make it quick, but I do want to go on a run before it gets dark out, but it's already going to be like 8 o'clock by the time I'm done this at a minimum, and it's probably already going to be dark, which means I'd have to drive the extra like 10 minutes to a track, because where I go running in the park here, it gets closed at like 7. So yeah, I'm just fucked. There's no way I can go running at the park, which is unfortunate because I like running there, and I don't like driving an extra 15 minutes to go out of my way to the nice like squishy, like shredded rubber track. It's made of the material like it's kind of like mulch, if mulch was made of rubber, but it wasn't loose. It was all like melted together. Really, really low impact. It's it's great for my shins because we've been running a lot recently, and oh boy, they are feeling it. It is not a good time to be my shins because I'm getting the bumps, the shin splints, which is essentially the muscle shearing off the bone is what those little bumps are. So I prefer to keep my muscle attached to my bones. Thank you very much. Because it's quite painful when they're not. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just ranting and rambling here. So let's just hop into it, so that way we can advance past these cicadas that we've been listening to for the past 5 minutes. Okie doke. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Oh, it's really warm today, too. Let me get my mouse on the screen. There we go. And I did it without showing off what day and time it is when I'm recording. Fantastic. I took a short nap, then headed over to the candy store around noon. Oh yeah, you also learned that they're basically killing themselves by doing this spiritually, and their brains are, like, exploding. So that's cool. Ow! Yin?
Ah, いらっしゃい。
I actually managed to get up today, huh?
まあね、今日はなんだか体の調子がいいのよ。なんだかいくらでも寝ていられそうな感じ。
Isn't that kind of contradictory?
まあまあ、これもハイリがいてのことだから。
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
なんかね、あんたがそばにいてくれると気持ちよく眠れるっていうか。
Oh, you've been sleeping awfully well ever since I showed up, though.
そういうことじゃなくて、なんていうか、特別なつながりがある人がそばにいてくれる安心感っていうかさ。
Wouldn't know what that's like. Special connection.
別に変な意味じゃないわよ。気持ち的な意味であって、
Yeah.
物理的な意味でじゃないから。
You know, someone's gonna overhear you eventually to keep shouting stuff like that. Yeah, small town, it'll get around
でも
quick.
ね、寝ることに抵抗感がなくなってるのは確かよ。
Is that a good thing?
前までは一度寝ちゃうと起きれるかどうか不安だったのよ。でも今はあんたが起こしてくれるから。
Yeah, I'll just dump some shaved ice on your face to wake you
だ
up.
から安心して寝られるの。
I kind of like the sound of that. I guess waking you up is sort of my
気
duty.
づかない程度だったら変なことしたっていいわよ。
I'd never do that. Well, not when you're asleep. When you're awake's another story.
それは、人気のないところってなら。
Sleep play is kind of weird. I don't know how I really feel about it, but if you get consent beforehand and it's like a thing you're both comfortable with, then I guess, you know, it flies, passes muster. I don't know. It's complicated.
それじゃあ、そういうことで。
Huh? Are you really planning to take a nap?
寝る。
Oh, she seriously fell asleep. I was quietly snoring before I knew it. Maybe it was just wishful thinking, but I couldn't help but feel that her sleeping face looked a little more peaceful than usual. I gently patted Ao's head as she slept. She grinned happily, even though she was asleep. Yeah, okay. She definitely never acted like that before. This might be proof that there's some special connection between me and Ao. But...
禁忌を犯した人はやがて覚めない眠りにとらわれるって
Yes,
書
that
い
was
てあったわ。
literally like 10 minutes ago if we didn't take the break between episodes. I couldn't shake a certain ominous feeling as I watched her sleep. That night, when performing the Sorakado's family's duty, Sorakato
これ
family's
で
duty.
よしっと。
Family duties? Not the family's duty, singular. I see. Ao and I offered up the lantern to the shrine embedded in the roots of the sacred tree. We encountered 6 iridescent shades that night, but the iridescent shade that held Ai's memories was not among them.
残念だったけど、でもまだ時間はあるし。
Ao?
大丈夫、起きて。
No, you're definitely not fine at all. Alright, climb on. I turned my back towards Ao and knelt down. A moment later, I felt her weight on my shoulders. It was warm and soft in a bunch of ways.
ありがとう。よろしく。
I felt her breath on my neck grow gradually slower as she lapsed into sleep. For a moment, I just kept kneeling there. Let's give her a bit longer to settle in. Whew. Okay, we should be good now. I stood up with Ao on my back. Carrying someone who's completely limp actually proved pretty difficult. Yup. It's way easier to carry someone who's conscious because they're able to adjust their center of gravity in order to help you balance compared to someone who's just, potato sacking. Counting you to got us back, Inari. I retrieved the lantern from the shrine and used it to light our way down the mountain. Ugh, as I yawned. I made sure to walk slowly and carefully to avoid waking Ao up. Something felt off somehow. Almost felt like someone was watching me. It wasn't an uncomfortable feeling, though. I stopped on my tracks and spun around, shining the lantern back up the trail. Ah. There was a single iridescent shade behind me. It didn't fly towards the lantern, though. It hovered in the air, keeping a fixed distance away from us. I've seen a butterfly act like this before, haven't I? I certainly couldn't touch it with Ao on my back in any case. Inari, still leading the way, barked at me. I had a feeling it was a hurry up sort of bark. Sorry, I'll be right there. I turned around, ignoring the butterfly, and kept heading down the mountain path. Just dump her under the tree? Or are we just not even doing the date cuts anymore? Or the date transition, whatever they call a scene, title card. I guess it's just a transition, Well, it's been a while since I've seen her like this, huh? On my way over to the candy store, I spotted Ao sleeping by the side of the road. Now that I knew why she was sleepy all the time, I sort of wanted to let her rest, but I couldn't let myself give in to that temptation. After all, waking Ao up is my duty. Ao, wake up. Hey, morning. Isn't your shift starting soon? Think you can get up? She stood up a little unsteadily. Still half asleep, Ao held her hand out to me. I hesitated for just a moment, then took her hand in mine. Pretty sure she told me that holding hands in broad daylight was too embarrassing a while back, but whatever, I guess. Don't worry about it. Walked through town, hand in hand. Yep, gonna be the talk of the town once all those old hens that saw us start gabbing. I was slumped over under the candy shop's tatami mats and moaned in despair. For the record, you started it. really think I could?
どんだけの人に見られたのか。
Everyone.
空門さんちのあおちゃんはハレンチねえなんて言われちゃうじゃない。
You've got weird standards for what makes someone shameless. I'd say that falling asleep anywhere and everywhere in public is a lot more shameless than holding
だって
hands.
手をつないで歩くなんてすっごいラブラブみたいじゃない。
I'm okay with that.
私だって問題ないわよ。
Are you still half asleep?
ただめちゃくちゃ恥ずかしかっただけなの。どうせ私だらしなく笑ってたんでしょ。
Oh, good guess. I had this cute little grin on. It was great.
あ
Why are you so upset about that?
ーだって
No?
私ってどちらかっていうと凛として頼りがいがありそうなイメージでしょ。あれ違う。
Well, what's important is how you see yourself, not how others see you.
あれ私ってしっかり者じゃない。あれ
Apparently, that was an extremely shocking realization.
くださいな。
Ah, Nomiki. Welcome.
やっぱり揃ってたか。
分かっていたことだろう。
ああ、あんたらも一緒なのね。って分かっていたことって。二人が一緒にいるということだ。
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess I have been spending my time hanging around her here
こ
lately.
こに来る時も一緒だったんだろ。
多数の目撃情報があった。とうとう混合ダブルス予選突破だとな。
Correct. Didn't follow that one at all. Sorry.
青と高原が名実ともに恋仲となったということだ。はあ。
Yeah, you were shown off to the
役場の
town,
掲
weren't
示
you?
板の今日のお知らせにも載ってるぜ。
Ah.
そんなお知らせ誰が書いた。
俺。
Thanks, broski.
なーに。礼はいらねえ。仲間の晴れの日を祝いたかっただけさ。
何してくれてんのよ。
ふんが。
落ち着け青。スイカバーがもったいない。
No, don't waste the watermelon bars.
混合ダブルスじ
Waste,
ゃないの
waste the
か。
regular melon bars instead. I guess we are, but unofficially?
よくわからん。
恋人ではないのか。ほぼ恋人
We are more or less.
よくわからん。
だが息はぴったりだ。
Well, we both like each other, but we're not a couple just yet.
難しい関係なんだな。
混合ダブルスを組んだが、まだ試合に出ていないと思えばいい
Yeah,
のか。
yeah. It's just, I was gonna say pick up a game, but, you know, I can't think of the word on the top of my head, but it's like we're not. Yeah, not formal matches. There's a word for that when you're playing like informal games, but it escapes me. Something like that.
とりあえず良一は役場に行って今日のお知らせを書き直してこい。公共の掲示板に嘘を書くわけにはいかん。
しゃあね。代わりに今日は裸祭りだって書くか。
嘘を書くわけにはいかん。
Yeah, that's
と言ったはずだぞ。
I personally know some islands like that. Actually, fairly close to where I'm from. You go out on the ocean for a little bit, and they have some interesting beaches there. And there's definitely a way you can tell who's a local and who isn't, because the locals, they'll just walk fucking buck ass naked the entire way there. But people from out of the area will, you know, get to the beach, then change. Well, take everything off, I guess. Yeah, nudist beaches are weird. Not really my thing, I gotta say. Like, at all. But hey, if it makes them happy.
裸祭りを本当にやってやるんだ。バージ。
Ruichi threw off his top, waving it around above his head like the flag as he ran off.
どうやら今日は狩りの日になるようだ。
Nomiki pumped up her water rifle.
眠そうだな。
夜が遅いから。
You really need to stop this, Al. You're killing me.
山の祭事、そろそろ終わりそうか。
It was a perfectly casual exchange, but I still felt a tightness in my chest for just a moment. When the Festival of the Mountain ends, won't be able to gather any more iridescent shades. In other words, after it ends, we'll have to wait another year before we can find Ai's memories. Get some sleep while you can now. I'll wake you up. I'll take care of your shift for you, too.
そうね、ちょっともう寝たのか？
瞬間睡眠に磨きがかかっているな。
Mm-hmm. She's just that tired, that's all.
それだけじゃないだろう。高原が近くにいるから安心して眠っているように見える。どうした？
Well, I said the same thing, but it was really nice hearing that from a third party.
そうか。青のことよろしく頼むぞ。
Will do.
さてと、では私は狩りの時間だ。
俺は体幹トレーニングの時間だ。
Okay. The two of them left the candy store to accomplish their respective goals. I gently poked Ao's cheek. She giggled happily. Mm-hmm. You awake?
おはよ
Feeling alright?
う。
Yo, is it raining outside? Is my run screwed no matter what I do?
ぼーっとしてる。
Mother fucker. Oh. 100% of rain right when I'm supposed to finish recording. Ooh, and that's a big system moving in too on the radar. Yikes. Gonna get wet. And it's warm today too, so it won't even be like a nice, cool, refreshing rain. It'll be kind of like soggy and steamy, that kind. Ugh.
シャキッとしないな。最近目が覚めるといつもこんな感じなのよね。
That's so?
どうしたら一発で目が覚めるかしら。
Dump a bowl of shaved ice on yourself?
もうちょっとマシなのあるでしょ。
Okay, then how would you want to get woken up?
あ、そうね。キスとか？
He was actually right, you know, if you really want to wake up, like, dunk your head, like, fill up the sink with cold water and, like, dunk your head in there, and the shock will, like, really snap you, like, snap the grogginess away. Oui, mademoiselle.
じゃあ、それって、
Wait, what? You're serious?
ものは試しって言うじゃない。ね？
I mean, if you really want to.
最初は優しくお願いしま
It's
す
a。little early in the morning for tongue. Right. I really don't know what to make of this. Guess I'll just have to give it a try next time. Next time arrived remarkably quickly.
ごめん。ちょっとだけ寝る。10分経ったら起こして。
Ow, have you tried, like, I don't know, drinking coffee, like, smoking cigarettes, you know, like, stuffing your lip full of Zyn or something? Like, get some go-go pills, you know, some vitamin P, really get yourself going. Oui, mademoiselle. Al fell asleep halfway to the Blossom of the Lost, once again resting her head in my lap. My chance has finally arrived. Given how she was acting before she fell asleep, I was pretty sure she'd forgotten about our arrangement. The waking her up with a kiss next time agreement, that is. I mean, she told me to herself, so I basically have no choice. Man's only as good as his word, after all. I killed some time watching the iridescent shades flutter around the lantern we'd left on the ground. And finally, 10 minutes had passed. Alright. Kissing a girl while she's asleep's really nerve-wracking. Though it was a naughty sort of nerve-wracking, not a nervous one. Here goes. I slowly brought my lips towards hers. Inari was staring intently at us. Yeah, you gotta like kick the dog out of the room before you like really start. Otherwise, he's just gonna like sit there and look at you, and it's like, okay, don't really appreciate having an audience for this. Inari, about face. Though, actually, when you're giving commands like that, you make the first syllable of your command word an H, so you'd really be saying like about haste. That's how everyone knows, like, okay, this is our movement command. So the first one is like a preparatory. So you're saying about. So okay, get prepped to turn around. Haste, and then that's your cue to execute. Present harms. Left haste. Right haste. About haste. Parade. Well, you still say rest with an R because parade hest. You could say hest, but R is close enough that you can just say rest and it's fine. It's why you don't say attention, you say tench hut. The more you know. And I spun him out just as I ordered. What a considerate fox. That concludes our drill and ceremony practice for today. Okay. Well, she said to be gentle to start. I gave Al a gentle kiss. She grinned happily. But she didn't wake up. Wake up kiss effectiveness 0. Too many syllables in that one. Well, that's a gentle start down. So next up's... Ooh, yeah, let's go for a little nibble. Pinching her nose would be funny, but... While kissing her, I gently nibbled Ao's lips. Ao's eyes shot open as she jumped to her feet. Nibbling her lips turned out to be extremely effective. I'll wake her up like this from now on. After Ao woke up, we encountered 3 more iridescent shades. Seeing 3 sets of memories in quick succession was clearly exhausting for her. You alright, Ao?
平気。
We offered up the lantern to the tree's shrine together. Too many T's. The butterflies gathered around the lantern slowly fluttered towards the tree. No sign of Ai's iridescent shade once again today, huh? But it looks like there's still some time left before all the flowers fall. Let's keep looking until that... Ow! Yeah, you guys better hope there's no, like, summer squall and the rain just, like, knocks all the petals out of the tree and then, like, you're just fucked. You lose, like, an entire week. That would be rough. With no warning whatsoever, Ao collapsed to the ground, fast asleep. She really had been sleeping well the past few days. So well that she'd been falling asleep almost instantly, like somebody had pulled out her batteries. Is it really alright for her to keep looking for iridescent shades like this? I was getting really worried. I carried out on the mountain on my back. I considered letting her sleep right there for a while at first, but I decided against it. Considering the frequency and intensity of her recent sleep attacks, I had the feeling she might very well sleep through the whole night. If she's gonna sleep anywhere, might as well let her sleep in her own bed. We slowly descended the mountain, guided by Inari. Suddenly, Inari stopped and looked upwards. Looking up, I spotted a cluster of 4 iridescent shades fluttering high above our heads. I'd only ever seen them one at a time before, so it struck me as a rare sight. Seeing them side by side highlighted the fact that each and every one of them slightly differed in size and the way they glowed. One of them was glowing so weakly that it almost looked like it was about to disappear. One of them was so bright that it was almost overwhelming the others. The only trait they shared was the fact that their light invariably felt somehow fragile. I wonder what would happen if you touched two of them at once. When you touch an iridescent shade, all of its memories flow into you at once. What would it feel like if that effect were doubled? Oh, sure sounds like it'd rupture my mind, alright. I shuddered. I more or less fled down the mountain with Ao on my back. Just as I reached the end of the mountain trail, I felt Ao staring on my back. Damn, his, like, quads and calves are gonna be toned as hell by the end of the summer. You know, one, he's doing a lot of, like, trekking up in the mountains. Two, he's doing it with another person on his back. Like, sure, Ao doesn't weigh a lot. She's like, what, 110 pounds, I think? But still, that's a decent amount. And it's not like it's in a nice ruck where you can organize and adjust the weight so that way it's right up against your back and at the lowest point. So that way it's not, like, affecting your center of gravity weirdly and awkward to carry. Like, nah, you gotta, like, brute force it. That's rough. You awake?
ごめん。またおんぶしてもらってた。
She shifted around on my back, trying to get down. That's okay. You can stay like that. I'll carry you all the way back home.
ごめん。
She was already asleep. Looked like she only woke up for an instant. Alright, let's go. I readjusted her weight on my back, then set off for Ao's home. The next morning, Ao and I went out to visit Ai. Ao looked somehow refreshed that day. Considering she slept through the majority of the day before, it was quite the stark contrast.
それでね、ハイリにキスで起こしてもらったのよ。
Ao was gleefully explaining everything that happened the day before the
そ
hunt.
うしたら本当にバッチリ目が覚めたの。キスって本当に目が覚めるのね。
That didn't work at all when I kissed you normally, though.
細
Yeah,
か
we
い
had to
こ
get
とはいいの
creative.
よ。古文書に書かれていたことが真実味を帯びてきたんだし。
You mean the one that Kyoko-san rewrote for us,
え
right?
え、シチュエーションを戻す方法よ。
I don't remember there being anything about kissing in that
どの
part.
字？
Ah, the thing you got all embarrassed about the other day?
あの時は未経験だったから。
The one where I couldn't find anything about it because there's a band called, like, The Swan and they have an album called, like, Blood Promise. Made it impossible to Google. But still, what does that have to do with kissing?
口と口がつながってるでしょ？
I don't know, I'm not really a bird person. I see. I know, like, swans mate for life and they're, like, monogamous, which is kind of rare among birds. But, wait, they do?
昔話やおとぎ話でもキスで目覚めるのってあるじゃない。ぶっちゃければ人工呼吸もキスよ。
Not really. It's a really bad kiss if you're doing CPR properly. That feels kind of forced.
でも今はその方法しか知らないわ。ならやっちゃうしかないじゃない。
Oh, fair enough. Wait, are you planning on having me kiss her?
何言ってんの？そんなの許すわけないでしょ。
Oh, is somebody jealous?
愛の唇は守るわ。
Oh, hers. Got it.
っていうか、なんであんたがキスすることになってるのよ。
I don't know, Prince Charming and all that? Oh, we were talking about how my kiss woke you up, so I just kind of extrapolated from there. But if I won't be kissing her, then...
私 かしらね。
I kind of want to see that actually.
は？
Sounds sort of hot.
私が他の人としちゃっていいの？
I mean, as long as it's like a cute girl and he can watch, sure. I mean, she's a girl and all. And the two of you are sisters on top of it. It, like, satisfies a slightly different sort of appetite, I guess.
似ている意味がわからないんだけど。
Don't think too hard about it. Honestly, same. Don't know what came over me.
あんたって時々すっごいバカよね。
I feel like it had been ages since the last time Ao and I bantered pointlessly like this. She spent so much time asleep lately, we hadn't had the chance. That light-hearted, comforting atmosphere was one of the things I liked most about being around her. I sort of looked like she was smiling too. Maybe she was listening to us talk in her sleep. Oh, hello. I'm pretty sure we've heard this track before, but it's kind of a rare one. I was in tip-top condition. Our visit to the clinic set the tone for the day. She didn't seem sleepy in the slightest. That trend continued well into the afternoon.
10円。あったー！ダメだったー。兄ちゃん、兄ちゃん、このお宝どう思う
15. I'll give you 100 yen for it.
へえ、何を鑑定した
Or
の
is
か
this
し
one
ら。
different? I don't know, I can't remember. That's the thing with like rare BGMs here. Like, I can never remember I heard them before. Because I'm stupid like that. Nothing, don't mind us.
白百合のそのメガネ姉妹編。
Ooh. Hello?
150円。
Wait, what? Care to explain yourself?
別に。ほら、こういうのは子供が持ってちゃいけないものだし。
Yeah, gotta do whatever you can to take it off their hands.
無理に取り上げるのも過言を残すから穏便に。
Mm-hmm. Exactly. No, not right. You already have meat, don't you?
別腹って言ったじゃない。
Can't explain why, but that's not the same thing.
これって地上のもつれだ。そんなことより師匠、かき氷作ってくれよ。
Yeah, they don't want to hear about like green Radiohead Yuri right now.
いいわよ。どの
It's
白
too
玉がい
early
い？
for the kids to get brainwashed by Creep. That was a pretty important conversation and just got pushed aside for shaved ice? Really?
いちご。じゃあ俺はメロン。俺ブルーハワイ。
Even though they taste all the same?
どれも同じ味だけどね。
Mm-hmm. Felt like everything was finally moving in the right direction. We hadn't find eyes missing memories yet, and that was only a matter of time. I had a hunch that everything would work out just fine. The way we met would be completely unimaginable looking back in my hometown. I found a weird girl sleeping by the side of the road. Woke her up, only to find that she's a bit of a pervert with a hyperactive imagination. And as I kept stumbling across her, I found myself spending more and more time thinking about her. For long, I couldn't take my eyes off her. I'd only just met her this summer, but being with her felt incredibly natural. We were so in sync, the others made fun of us for it. But still, everything about being with Ao felt comfortable to me, even the teasing. When I ran into her in the mountains at night, she looked so mysterious I was captivated all over again. Her expression was unlike anything I'd seen from her during the daytime. Something about it struck me as oddly ephemeral. That strange, fantastical scene stole my heart away. I mean, of course it did. It's hard to describe, but I don't know how to put it into words. I wanted to learn more about her. Not just the fun, friendly side of her I already knew about. I wanted to really understand her, to understand her actions and ambitions. I wanted to know everything there was to know about her. I was absolutely taken with Ao herself. Considering that, I was ecstatic when she told me about herself. That's when I realized something. I was struck by how stubborn she could be. Rather, I realized how strong her will really was. For someone like me, someone who'd failed to confront his own weakness and ran away instead, that strength of will was almost dazzlingly bright. I realized almost immediately that I'd fallen for her. I wished with all my heart that there was something, anything I could do to help her. Right now, the most I could do is be there to wake her up when her drowsiness gets the better of her. But according to Ao, even just that much is a huge help. It was the first time I'd ever felt that strongly about wanting to support someone. Still don't know if there is anything I can really do for her. But if I can support her even just the tiniest bit by staying by her side, that would make me happier than anything. I can honestly say that I love this side of me that fell in love with Ao. And out of everything that happened to me this summer, I'm positive that meeting Ao was far and away the most important. I genuinely want to be with her forever. An island broadcast?
緊急放送緊急放送
Ooh.
空門青さん至急診療所に連絡を
私
Ao froze in place, entirely forgetting about the shaved ice
繰
machine.
り返す青至急診療所に連絡だ
Well, that's ominous. Her voice was filled with urgency. No, Mickey should have been perfectly aware that Ao was most likely at the candy store. The fact that she used the broadcast system in spite of that implied that she wanted to get a hold of Ao immediately, even on the off chance that she was somewhere else. She wanted to be absolutely certain that Ao heard her message, and as quickly as possible, too.
診療所ってなんで
Ao, you should hurry.
でも今朝行ったわよ。ハイリもさ、ほら一緒に行ったじゃない。
Ao, call the clinic right now.
やだ、だって
Yeah,
なんか胸がざわざわするもん。
yeah, mildly ominous, but hey, still gotta do it.
こんなの気持ち悪い。やだ、やだ、怖い。
Calm down, Ao.
だって
Hey, can we borrow the
も
phone?
ちろんだとって葵ちゃん
Yeah, just start going through the steps. Don't think about it. Just start dialing. I'll follow the candy store lady into the shop.
大丈夫かな
Yeah, she's just tweaking a little. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Don't worry. Honestly, I was telling that to myself more than anyone else. It'll be fine. I'm sure it's nothing major. I might have been terrified, sure, but it probably won't be a big deal at all. There's no anything bad could ever happen on a peaceful summer day like this. Al finally finished her phone call and came back outside. Her deathly pale face made it very clear that her bad feeling was on the mark, and my expectations were not to be fulfilled.
ハイリ
Yeah, we should probably go. What's wrong, Al? What did the clinic say?
止まったって
What stopped?
愛の心臓止まったって
Ugh.
でもおかしいよね。そんなことな
I
いわ
mean,
よ。
did they get it back going, or like she's dead?
だってついさっき私たちもお見舞いに行っていつも通りだったじゃない。どこも変わったところなんてなかったし、私たちの話を聞いて笑ったから、きっと何かの間違いで。
Get a hold of yourself, Al.
はいリ
We're going to the clinic right now.
でもまだみんなの掛け声
I'm sure the children will understand. They're not that greedy. Come on, hurry. And take the porn with you. At the clinic, it felt like time was running it fast forward. Their speech, their actions, everything the staff did, they did in the quickest and most efficient manner possible. Ao stood alone in the midst of all that, unmoving, like she'd been left behind by worlds? I feel like there should be a the in there, like they missed the particle. By the world. She stared at the hospital room door, not even blinking. Nurses rushed in and out of the room, coming and going over and over. I could hear people talking within the room, but I couldn't understand half the words they were saying. I could tell, though, that they were desperately trying to resuscitate Ai. Ao's parents had been contacted as well, but they were both away from the island and unable to return at such short notice. I had no idea whether I could support her at a time like this, but still, I wanted to be there for Ao. But I couldn't think of anything to say that wouldn't sound shallow and cheap. What help could I possibly offer to her while she was in the depths of despair? Suddenly, the room beyond the hospital door went quiet. In the silence, my own heartbeat struck me as terribly loud. Ao, who hadn't budged an inch up until that moment, started trembling.
Ao!
A woman rushed up to us, gasping for breath. She bore a striking resemblance to Ao and I.
お母さん。
愛は
We're Schrodinger's eye right now. We haven't opened the door, so we don't know if she's alive or dead. As of on cue, the door to the hospital room swung open.
愛さんですが
Hey, look at that.
持ち
Good
直
job,
しまし
Doc.
た
Ao's legs crumbled beneath her. I barely managed to catch her before she
経
fell.
過報告などをしたいのでご家族の方だけどうぞ
Yeah, that's fine. We can step out. From that point onward, I was an outsider. I took the opportunity to step outside and try to compose myself. Well, good as time as any to introduce yourself to Ao's mother. And whenever her dad shows up, him too. They're like, hi, hello. I'm the strange mainlander that your daughter's been shacking up with in the woods recently. Nice to finally meet you. The acrid smell of disinfectant faded away as the scent of nature and the sea filled my lungs. In that moment, the outside air felt like it was overflowing with life. How ironic.
入り
You guys, you came?
そりゃあんな放送が流れりゃな
愛は大丈夫なのか？
She's not good. But it's better than it could be. Yeah. The doctor said she managed to pull
そう
through.
かそれはよかった
Everyone heaved a sigh of relief. When I think about it, I guess I must be something like a childhood friend for all you two. For you all too. There we go.
ガキン頃は一緒に遊んでたんだけどな
愛は常に青のことを気にかけていた
双子だけどお姉ちゃんって意識が強かったな
Mm-hmm. I'll mention that too. She said that they were always together, and that she could never beat her at anything. I guess Al was really proud of her. We spent some time waiting outside the clinic. After that brief initial exchange, none of us said a word. Nobody even tried to spark a conversation. We just waited, killing time while the summer sun blazed mercilessly down upon us. I lost track of time somewhere along the way. In the end, neither Ao nor her mother came out of the clinic, because if she did, we'd have to draw a sprite for her, and we haven't done that. Judging by that, I could more or less imagine how bad Ai's condition was.
そろそろ私も帰らねばならん。
Ah, right. I'll stick around for just a little longer. Ruichi and Tenzin had already gone home.
高原、島の外の人間なのにここまでしてくれてありがとう。
Whether I'm around here or not has nothing to do with it, does it?
そうだな。失言だ。ただ、純粋に礼を言いたい。そして、勝手なことを言うようだが、青のことを頼む。この先、何が起こるかわからないし、
Mm-hmm.
最悪を想定しなければならない。 青はお前のことを頼りにしている。だから、頼む。
Yeah, I gotta man up and become reliable real quick. Don't worry about it. I'll stay with her whether you told me to or not.
ありがとう。
Nomiki bowed deeply, then headed home. I was left alone. As soon as the silence set in, my anxiety returned. Suddenly understood how reassuring just having somebody there with you could be.
あら、あなたは。
Suddenly, I heard a voice. I looked up. You're Ao's mother, right?
さっきも青と一緒にいてくれたわね。もしかしてあなたがハイリ君？
Oh, the gossip has already reached her. Yes, I'm Takahara
青
Hairi.
がいろいろとお世話になってるわね。
Unless she's just been blabbing about him. No, she's been the one who's helping me ever since I got here, honestly. I'm not really sure what to say about what happened today. I'm sure everything will be alright. I will recover for sure. Was it really okay for me to say that? I wasn't really sure.
ありがとう。そうね。愛は元気になるわ。あの子は青を悲しませるようなことなんてしないもの。
Oh, is that so? Is, Ao still inside with I? Maybe she surprised everyone by falling asleep or something. Something wrong?
あの子ならずいぶん前に帰ったわよ。空門のお役目があるからって。
I just snuck out the back.
今日くらいはしなくてもいいって言ったんだけど。
You idiot. I sprinted home, grabbed a flashlight, and ran towards the mountains. Oh, shit. Why the hell would she run off looking for iridescent shades on her own? But really, I already knew the answer. She knew that if I was around, she wouldn't be able to push herself too far. She knew that I'd stop her, so she went up into the mountains alone. God damn it. I would have kept quiet until you really hit your limit. I walked along the mountain trail, shining the flashlight at the ground in front of me. I'd walked that trail many times before, but the darkness still made it feel strange and unfamiliar. Ow! Where are you? Ow! 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 My shouts faded ineffectively into the darkness. Maybe she wasn't replying because she was too far away to hear me. Or maybe... No, don't think about it. Imagining the worst case scenario isn't going to help anyone. I plunged deeper and deeper into the mountains, shouting out his name. Ow! If you can hear me, say something! Ow! Actually, what if she's not replying on purpose and running away from me? She might assume that I came out here to stop her. Isn't that why she went out alone in the first place? Yeah, the ever-reliable Inari. While it would be funny to shout one of her embarrassing secrets, time and place. Time and place. If I wouldn't reply, I figured I could still call out to her trusty partner. Inari! Oh, figures. What was I expecting from a wild animal? Odd. Oh, on. It's the end of like a pon. Okay. Pon. That barking noise. It's coming from over there. Holy crap, it actually worked. Keep barking, Inari. Pon. Inari. A very familiar-looking little fox was waiting just beyond a big curve in the path. And just beyond her. Ow! Ow sat limply on the ground. Her shoulders slumped and her head sagged to one side. She wasn't in her usual Shrine Maiden outfit. She must have really been in a hurry. Ow! Hey, are you okay? Ow, it's me. Can you hear me? Ow! I leaned in, listening carefully, and trying not to blow up my microphone, yelling her name. Because it's really sharp. The beginning is sharp, but the O is very round. So I gotta be careful with the ah. Now she's asleep. But of course, it's not that simple, is it? Nara looked really worried about her, which made me worried as well. And more importantly, how many memories did you see? The lantern was sitting on the ground nearby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are more than 10 butterflies fluttering around it. Is she asleep right now because she's in the middle of one of their memories? Or did she just lose out against her own drowsiness like usual? Not that it matters. In either case. You went overboard, moron. Ow. Hey, you okay?
ご主人様。
Hey, we got
お
a
帰りなさい。
we got a good memory in there. Huh. Guess that last memory must have been a weird one.
チャーハンの極意は火力と速度よ。
Correct. You need to get that good that good crisp to the rice. Chinese made?
大丈夫。ちゃんと帰ってくるから。待ってて。
Ow.
お母さん。会いたい
Oh, we're just rapid firing through them. They're all mushed together.
会いたい。暗い。ここは暗いよ。怖いよ。寒い。誰かのものになるくらいなら。殺す。
Well, that can't be good for your mental health.
あの手紙は届くかな。返事が楽しみだな。
Ow. I slapped her across the face.
ほっぺ、痛い。
There we go. Yeah, because I slapped you.
なんで
Hopefully it didn't, like, awaken anything in you.
っていうか、ハイデがいる。
Came to look for you.
そっか。私、あんたを置いて
Yeah, kind of
お
rude,
役に来て
looking back on it.
そうだ。探さないといけないんだった。早く、愛の記憶を。もっとたくさん七英鳥を見つけないと。
You can barely walk. Just sit down.
そんな時間ない。愛がこのままじゃいなくなっちゃう。分かってたの。愛の体力年々弱ってきてた。
Well, yeah, multiple years being veteran will kind of do that to you.
でもこんなこと初めてで。
There's only so much, like, muscle massages and physical therapy can do.
心臓が止まるなんて。一時的な発作かもしれない。でもまた同じことが起きるかもしれないって。
That happens. Sometimes you just have a heart attack.
お医者さんも
Pull through.
どうなるかわからないって。
I'm like 70% certain I had a heart attack once.
だから
It was either that or I pinched a nerve in my left shoulder really bad. Because I was like writhing and sweating in bed. Like, and my shoulder was just like locked up.
覚悟はしておいてほしいって。
And it really hurt.
早く愛の七英鳥を見つけないと手遅れになる。迷い立花が散っちゃうとかそんなの関係ない。次の1年なんてもう待ってられない。
I know, I get it. But you're pushing yourself too hard.
今無茶しないでいつするの。愛がいなくなっちゃったら遅いのよ。無茶さえできなくなるのよ。愛が死んじゃったら。
But if I wakes up and see that you're a broken mess, don't you think that she'll be sad about it?
目覚めないよりは全然マシよ。
That's true, but I couldn't do it. Nothing I could say or do would convince her to stop. No matter what I said, I would never be able to change the fact that Ao considers Ai's life to be more important than her own. But at the very least, take a quick break, please. I'll wake you up.
絶対に起こしてくれる。勝手に山を下ろしたりしない。
I won't. I'll wake you up, I promise.
10分だけ。
She fell asleep in an instant, as if her consciousness just melted away. She was probably at her limit, regardless of me showing up. Even after falling asleep, she looked worried. She definitely wasn't sleeping soundly, judging by her expression. She was supposed to be resting, but instead, she looked like she was suffering. I knew that she'd start looking for iridescent shades again the moment she woke up. Honestly, I didn't want her to push herself any more than she had already. I looked over at the iridescent shades fluttering around the lantern. Should I touch some too? Hal kept telling me over and over that I shouldn't, but it would be too dangerous for her to touch any more on her own. That said, I wouldn't be able to protect her if I collapsed too. I was completely powerless. I couldn't do anything for it at all. Inari? That bark was a new one for me. Inari was crouched down on all fours, growling into the darkness. What's wrong? A single iridescent shade fluttered out of the darkness towards us. And then came another after it. 3 of them at once? Seriously? You gotta be kidding. They slowly fluttered towards the lantern, as if memorized by its light. Crap! I grabbed the lantern and stepped away from Ao. I was sleeping, meaning that she was organizing her memories. I had no idea what would happen if she got hit by another full set of memories while in that state.
七英町に触れた人の末路とかかな。禁忌を犯した人はやがて覚めない眠りにとらわれるって書いてあったわ。
Yes, I remember. This was like 2 hours
あり
ago.
ていに言えば頭の中がパンクしちゃうんじゃないかな。
My mind drifted back to a really unpleasant memory. I felt a shiver run down my spine. How? I thought back to how disordered and chaotic her thought process was before she fell asleep. Had she already taken in too many memories? There were just so many butterflies clustered around the lantern. No. Right now, I just have to keep these iridescent shades away from Ao. Ao's safety had to be my top priority. The butterflies were attracted to the lantern, so all I had to do was use it to lure them away. Watch over Ao for me, Inari. Sorry in advance, Ao, but I'll be waking you up a bit late. I started moving away from Ao, still holding the lantern. The iridescent shades followed after me. Rather, I expected them to. Wait, what? Hey! 3 new butterflies were still heading towards Ao. Over here! I'm over here! I frantically waved the lantern around, shouting at the butterflies, but they didn't seem to notice at all. I grabbed a nearby tree branch and tried to shoo them away, but they still kept coming. Nari couldn't intimidate them either. The iridescent shades were rapidly closing in on Ao. Ao! Wake up! Run! Just then, yet another iridescent shade appeared from the darkness. It glowed with an extremely faint, feeble light. Isn't that... It's the same one I'd seen a couple times before. It flew towards Ao, fluttering around her, but not touching her. Almost like it was trying to chase the other 3 butterflies away. No, not almost like. It was very clearly trying to get in their way. The 3 iridescent shades eventually seemed to give up, vanishing off into the woods again. The 3 remaining butterflies kept fluttering around Ao, carefully avoiding coming into contact with her. Did I say 3? I meant the 1. Oh yeah, it's really raining outside. I'm not going running. I can hear it hitting the windows. Did you just protect Ao? There was only one conclusion I could draw from its behavior. Could you possibly be... It was a clear possibility. I slowly reached out towards the butterfly. It was a very humble set of memories, full of kindness and regret, sorrow and determination. The memories of a strong-willed girl who thought of nothing but the person she held most dear. The memories came to a close. I quietly opened my eyes. Although I just touched an iridescent shade, I felt none of the heaviness that I had experienced before. If anything, I felt refreshed. You were right next to us the whole time, weren't you? We just kept passing you by. Yeah, dummy. I could have told you that from the start. I gazed silently at the little butterfly fluttering in front of my eyes. Give me just a moment. I'll wake Ao, and you can make up with each other, okay? The little butterfly kept fluttering around Ao. Yeah, wake her up quick. Pinch her nose, give her a sternum rub. Like jam your thumb into her armpit or something. Good morning.
はいで、私どんだけ寝てた ?10 分だけって言ったけど。
I think the sun's about to come up, most likely.
なんで起こしてって言ったじゃない。愛を見つけなきゃいけないのに。
Well, I already found her. You must suck at doing this, Ai. You know, you've been looking for her for like 10 years. We found her in like a couple days.
ちゃんと起こすって言ってくれたのに。
That's okay.
大丈夫じゃない。こうしている間にも愛は。
Really, it's fine. Ai's right over there. She's been with you the whole time. I pointed at the tiny iridescent shade fluttering right next to her. The memory she'd been searching for, so long glowed with a feeble, flickering light. Huh? What do you mean, where? Right here, see?
いない。見えないわよ。
Huh?
待って。そうよね。
I don't know, it's magic. I don't gotta explain shit.
あんたがこんな嘘を言うわけないのは分かってる。分かってる。つまり、私には愛が見えない。
Yeah, you know, you're too close to the source, you know. Perspective and all. She told me before that some people can see iridescent shades and others can't. Could that be true of specific individual butterflies too?
そっか。私には愛は見えないんだ。私、ずっと怖かった。愛にどう思われているんだろうって。愛の。
Put up those mental barriers.
気持ちに触れるのが。
Put on the blinders yourself.
愛を助けたいのに、それと同じだけ怖がってて、そんなんだから。愛が見えないのに。
Look, it's like I said, it's magic. I don't explain shit. Don't think too hard about it. Ow.
私自身が目を閉じていたんだから。自分のことばっかりで。私、ほんと最低。
Nah, you're just human. Of course you aren't.
ハイリー。
Being scared of other people's feelings is totally natural. But you did your best anyway, didn't you? You ran yourself into the ground. You touched all those iridescent shades, all for Ai's sake. You pushed yourself to your limits day in, day out. You gave it your all. Don't call yourself the worst. You were incredible.
ハイリー。
If you can't see her, then I'll help.
手伝うって、どうやって？
Guide your finger so that way you can touch her? Or we can kiss your sister for you?
私、見えないのよ。
I'm not totally sure if this will work, but that book was right. I held a finger out to Ai's iridescent shade.
何をするの？
The swan's promise. The moment the iridescent shade alighted on my finger, I pressed my lips to Ao's. Ai's memories flooded into my mind.
Ao ちゃんが泣いていた。 私が泣かした。私のせいだ。
It's fine, she does it
あお
all
ちゃ
the
んが泣
time.
いたのは、あおちゃんが見たっていう光る蝶々をもっと信じればよかった。私は見たことないから困ったけど、ごめんなさい。あおちゃん、あおちゃんが嘘をつくはずがない。
Mm-hmm.
そういうの嫌いだもの。でも光る蝶々を見つけないと、あおちゃん嘘つきになってしまう。
So you became a butterfly yourself. I see.
じゃあ私が見つければいい。そうすればあおちゃんは嘘つきじゃなくなる。あおちゃんの元気がないと私も元気になれない。あおちゃんが笑えないと私も笑えない。頑張ろう。蝶々は光ってるって言っていたから夜の方が見つけやすい。
Mm-hmm.
夜の山は危ないけど頑張る。私はあおちゃんのお姉ちゃんだから。
Yeah, kids are great up in the mountains. They're like little monkeys, and
あおちゃんがすごいって
monkeys
言って
live
く
in
れ
the
るから
mountains, right?
私は頑張れる。
At least the ones in Japan do.
蝶々を見つけたらまたあおちゃんと笑える。仲直りができる。あおちゃん待ってて。
God, I'm so glad there's no monkeys in America. I've seen videos of them online. They're vicious little fucks. That's right. They're a very humble set of memories, full of kindness and regret, sorrow and determination. The memories of a strong-willed girl who thought of nothing but the person she held most dear. The memories of I, who thought of nothing but Ao. I must have seen the same thing that I did. She slowly opened her eyes, frozen in place.
私あんなひどいことしたのに愛は私のことだけを考えてくれてた。
Your sister really is amazing, huh? I better hope we don't leave you for her when she wakes up, huh?
自慢のお姉ちゃんだもの。
Al smiled through her tears. What's wrong?
言える
Al slowly pointed her finger.
愛なのね。
The tiny butterfly fluttered in front of her. The feeble, flickering butterfly that Al couldn't see until just now. Slowly batted its wings, as if to nod in response, or because it needs to stay aloft, and it can't fly if it doesn't do that.
帰ろう愛。
Al gently, lovingly held the iridescent shade to her chest. The clinic's doors had been left open in case of an emergency, so slipping inside Ai's hospital room was easy, even though it was the middle of the night. Yes, living in the middle of nowhere has its upsides. Even so, we tried to sneak in as quietly as possible. Okay, you'll do it yourself, right?
当たり前でしょ。
It was the time for the ceremony to return Ai's missing memories. We already know how it works, so I'm sure it'll turn out alright.
そうね。
I already know it works, not how it works.
ちょっと恥ずかしいけど。
It's your sister. Fucking buck up. You know, we're in the middle of nowhere, roll tide and all that. Get to work. Al held out her finger to the butterfly, and it flew towards her.
起きて。
Al whispered in her ear, closed her eyes, and... She gave Ai a gentle kiss. The iridescent shade on Ai's fingertip grew gradually dimmer. It was like it was returning to Ai by the way of Ao's body. Ao released Ai's lips, slowly pulling back. The iridescent shade had vanished entirely. However, Ai's body didn't look any different from before. Does this mean Ai's finally gonna wake up?
わからない。とりあえず愛に記憶は戻ったと思うわ。
Great. great. But that's great and all, but the whole point was to wake her up, so.
あとは信じるしかない。愛は必ず目を覚ますって。
Yeah, I guess so. You need to fucking cut that out. You better stop it now that we're done with the fucking butterflies. You must be exhausted.
ちょっと無茶しすぎたかも。
More than just a little.
ごめん。
Yeah, it has been a bit of a hectic day. Get some sleep. I'll keep an eye on eye. See what we did there? I'll actually wake you up if... words, I can't speak. I'll actually wake you up this time. Don't worry.
そうする。愛。おやすみ。
Now slipped into a deep sleep, draping herself over Ai's body. Unlike back in the mountains, she looked like she was sleeping peacefully. She touched Ai's iridescent shade and learned Ai's thoughts and feelings. And then finally, she managed to return those memories to their owner. In that moment, I was certain. The two of them were nothing more than a perfectly normal pair of sisters, sleeping a perfectly normal sleep. There wasn't a single doubt in my mind that when morning finally came, two of them would open their eyes and exchange words they'd spoken countless times before. The first thing you say when you wake up, good morning. I had a dream. Two young girls were roaming about the island, hand in hand. Seemed they were sisters. The older sister matched the younger sister's pace, walking alongside her. The younger sister smiled brilliantly at her older sibling. What a lovely everyday life. A nostalgic scene, a priceless memory, an irreplaceable moment in time. I could tell. Those were Ai's memories. They were so comfortable, so pleasant, I wanted to keep watching them forever. Snort, snore. Crap, I fell asleep. Oh, don't talk about sleep. Before I knew it, the sky outside was bright. At some point during the night, I'd fallen asleep in my chair. I was still asleep.
おはよう。
Yeah, morning. Huh? The sight that greeted me struck me speechless. It was a sight that I knew any number of people had wished for, had dreamed of. Couldn't help but feel a bit sorry that I was the first person who got to witness it. She was watching Ao, her gaze overflowing with kindness. She gently stroked Ao's hair with her frail, slender hand.
くすぐったい。起こすときはキスって言ったでしょ。最初は優しく。
Mm-hmm.
そう、いいの。もちろん、いい？
That one was directed at me. I'm into it, so sure.
そう。じゃあ、あおちゃん。あおちゃん。
No! Ao's eyes snapped open and her head jolted upwards. A beautiful impact. Don't give her a goddamn concussion. What a tragically terrible reunion. I rubbed her forehead as she looked at Ai, tears welling up in the corners of her eyes. I returned her gaze, tearing up as well.
あおちゃん、すごく痛い。夢じゃないよね。はい。起きたのよね。
Yeah, something like that.
でも、 ごめん。まだ青ちゃんの見た蝶々見つけられていない。苦しいよ、青
Yeah,
ちゃん。
this girl probably weighs like 85 pounds. She's been bedridden for like 10 years. Her bone density is probably that of like, I don't know, like breakfast cereal. Gotta kind of treat her with some kid gloves for a little bit.
たくさん言いたいことがあったの。ずっと謝りたかった。でもありがとう。私を信じてくれてありがとう。
Yeah, even though I said something really stupid about
私
butterflies.
のためにずっとありがとう。違う。お礼を言うのは私の方。青ちゃんこそ私のためにとても頑張ってくれた。
Yeah, for like a decade.
ずっと長い長い夢を見ているようで、でもそれは夢じゃなかった。青ちゃんの声が聞こえていた。青ちゃんが私をつなぎ止めてくれていた。青ちゃんのおかげで私は戻ってこられた。ありがとう。
I was about to talk shit about your parents. Like, wow, I guess they did a real shit job, huh? But then again, they did have to go to work. You know, someone's got to pay for these this hospital room. The two girls held on to each other as tightly as they could. I felt myself tearing up just watching them. I know Japan has like it's not like universal healthcare, but it's like the state handles a fair amount of it. But there's probably a premium that needs to get paid at least a little bit. So, you know, someone's got to keep the lights on. Huh? Me?
声は聞こえていた。青ちゃんがいつも話してくれていた。だから覚えている。青ちゃんを守ってくれていた。高原ハイリさんで合っている？
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got it. What a surprise. I knew that Ao had been talking to Ai in her sleep, of course. But I was astonished to learn that it actually had an effect.
じゃあ、ハイリさん。
Oh no, did you hear the thing where I said it'd be hot?
青ちゃんを支えてくれてありがとう。
I just did what came naturally, honestly.
でもお付き合いは認めない。
Huh?
青ちゃんは私の大切な妹だから。
Yeah, and you're just some drifter who blew into town.
青ちゃんにふさわしい人じゃないとダメ。
Seriously? No way. She's one of those hyperprotective siblings?
愛がそう言うなら仕方ないわね。
Seriously? And the betrayal on top of it.
でもね、愛。ハイリはとてもいいやつよ。私が好きになるくらいなんだから。うん、知ってる。青ちゃん、いつもハイリさんのこと楽しそうに話していた。
Huh?
だから仕方ない。
Even if he is a jobless bum. The two sisters looked in each other's eyes once more, then started giggling. Felt like they were trying to make up for all the time they'd been apart. Oh, you really need to fucking stop that.
話したいこともっといっぱいあるんだけど、なんか安心したら眠くなってきちゃった。うん。私もまだ。
You just slept all night.
ハイリー、ごめん。もうちょっと寝る。
I can't stand you two.
私、愛、起きたらたくさんおし
You know,
ゃ
I
べりし
can
よう。
I can go like make some coffee and, you know, you guys can just stay up and keep talking.
うん。
If you push through the first wave of drowsiness, you'll be fine. Oh. The sun's coming up. You know, the chemical reactions in your brain will be like it's daytime, your circadian rhythm will kick in, keep you awake.
青ちゃん、そういうわけだから。おやすみ、 入り
Got it.
また起こして。
I collapsed onto the bed and fell into a deep sleep once more. Al draped herself over I once more, snoring quietly. As I stroked her hair, Al looked like she was smiling with satisfaction. I was smiling in her sleep again, too. I wore her misshapen glass bead around her wrist. It rested next to the beautiful bead in Ao's hair. The two beads glittered beautifully, catching the light of the morning sun as it shined through a gap in the curtains. I woke up once more a few hours later. Her doctor spent all afternoon examining her. He was more than a bit shocked by her sudden awakening. The twins' parents rushed over as well, overjoyed to find their daughter awake once more. Her muscles had atrophied considerably after all those long years of sleep, of course, and she couldn't so much as stand up. However, her consciousness was sharp and clear. She was perfectly capable of holding a conversation, too. Most surprisingly to the adults was the fact that she was broadly aware of everything that happened over the past 10 years, albeit from a slightly skewed perspective.
あおちゃんがいつも私に教えてくれてたから。
Or so I claimed with a smile. I'm sure all of them saw it for themselves. Even I witnessed it up close.
いつかさ、愛の抜け落ちた記憶を戻してあげることができたら、それで私の話したことを覚えていてくれたとしたら、そしたらいつも一緒にいたことになるかなって。まあ、実際どうなるかなんてわかんないけどさ、双子なんだし、分け合えることができるものは共有しときたいじゃない。
She kept it up for 10 long years. And in the end, it wasn't a waste of effort in the slightest. I would manage to share every bit of the 10 years they spent apart with I. And thanks to that, I's level of knowledge and manner of speech were perfectly appropriate for her current age. Her nickname for Ao was the only thing that hadn't changed.
あおちゃんはあおちゃん。
Furrowing her brow, that was the one thing that I refused to yield on. As for how Ao felt about that, she didn't say a word. She couldn't. Ao was still asleep. It's me,
ど
Irie.
うぞ。
Hey,
こんにちは、ハイリさん。
how's she doing?
変わりないです。
I glanced over the bed that had been set up next to I's. She hasn't woken up yet, huh?
はい。先生は私の時と同じで原因不明と。
Yeah, figures. She really looks like she's just asleep.
七栄町ですよね。
You heard about them from Ao?
はい。
She probably touched too many of them. You have to sleep to organize your memories, apparently. I figure she's still catching up on organizing all the memories she saw, most likely.
私のせい。
It'll buff, though. She'll be fine. Don't say that. That makes it sound like you're rejecting all the hard work Ao put in to help you. You, of all people, should never say that.
すみません。
I was definitely gonna wake up. All you have to do is thank her one more time when she finally does. I think she'll consider that a reward in and of itself. Actually, I'm positive she'll be so happy, she'll hug you then and there.
それは悪くありませんね。どうしました？
Oh, don't mind me. She really is sleeping well, though, isn't she? If there was any solace to be found in this, it was the fact that Ao was sleeping peacefully. The fact that we had woke Ai up, of course. And the fact that we had woken Ai up, of course, but that was a given. But still, Ai's finally awake after all this time. You want to talk with her more, don't you?
ハイリさん、もしよければアオちゃんのことを教えてほしい。
You want to hear about what a freak she is? About Ao? Didn't you hear all about her when you were asleep?
アオちゃんが見てきたことは聞きました。でもアオちゃん自身のことは話してくれていない。アオちゃんは都合の悪いことは隠すから。
Ooh, time to air some dirty laundry.
昔を寝所した時、パンツをタンスの裏に隠したように。
Oh, did she? Okay, you have my attention. Why don't we take a moment to share all of Ao's most embarrassing stories, new and old?
ハイリさん、あなたのノリの良さ、嫌いではありません。
Likewise, I don't mind how refreshingly honest you are at all. The two of us thoroughly enjoyed our conversation at the expense of Ao's dignity. Part of me was sort of expecting her to leap out of bed, blushing fiercely and screaming something along the lines of, "Why the hell would you say that out loud?" Wait, whoa, hold on. You really should have told me that. Should you have really told me that last one?
ヒートアップしすぎました。丸めた座布団のことは忘れてください。それより、アオちゃんがそんな色の下着をつけていたなんて。
What, white? Oh, they were hella cute. Yeah, please spare me the silent treatment. After lunch, the rest of the crew came over to visit.
おい、目を覚ましたんだな。
ミキちゃんね。
ああ、わかるか？随分と背が伸びてしまったと思うが。
You've grown more laterally than vertically.
そう。
いや、
Yeah.
見栄を張った。
Damn, in
あまり
10
慣れてい
years?
ない
That's unfortunate.
でも、私だと分かってもらえるなら、それでいい。
はい。俺はわかるか？
うん。天然ちゃん、久しぶり。
Ah, close.
ためらいなく間違えてるし。
子供の頃のお前は生っちょろかったからな。ただ俺の方が印象に残っていただけのことだ。
正直、二人どっちがどっちでもよか
Yeah,
ったから。
fairly interchangeable.
男の子がいるという認識があっただけ。
俺たち幼馴染だったよな。なあ。
You're more childhood friends with her sister.
アオちゃんの愉快な下僕たち。
Yeah.
仲間でもない。
私は。
You count, though.
あ、女の子は別腹。
Oh, a harsh truth revealed after 10 long years.
思い返してみれば。
そうだな。何を置いても青を優先して、その次に女の子。
Hierarchy firmly established.
俺たちあの頃妙に虐げられてなかったか？
まさかあれは子供なりの遊びだろう。
Give it up, you two. Pretty sure that's a past best left buried.
シロハちゃんは？
Good question. We haven't seen hide nor hair of her.
白羽なら声をかけたが、用があると。だが、愛の目覚めを喜んでいた。
そう。
それにしても、せっかく愛が起きたってのに、青は寝ちゃってんだな。いつも寝てばかりだったけど、うまくね、起きろよ。
天然ちゃん、アオちゃんの寝顔、どうして勝手に覗いてるの？
Well,
すいません。っていうか俺、良一っすから。
you guys are gonna have to start wearing name tags.
なぜか無実の俺までスマッシュを決められた気分だ。
You know, I've barely had any time to watch you all together, and it feels like I already understand your generation's hierarchy. You're not wrong, though. Surely you could wake up earlier today of all days, right now? I looked over at Al.
ハイリも青の寝顔見た。
Eh, different story.
愛に怒られる。叱られるぞ。
うん。早く目覚めてほしい。
ってなんで怒んないの？
You know, he exists outside your little pyramid.
良一うるさい。病院だ。
Knock knock.
はい起きて
Oh, hey, Shiraha, you did show up.
シロハちゃんあ本当に起きていたうんすごく久しぶりそれじゃ
Yep, okay, bye. Too many people here. Wait, that's it? You're going home already?
だってここ
Yeah, it's a little much.
人が多いし、
男どもは浮き玉だと思えば大丈夫だろう。
こいつもひでえ。
カエルと同じか。
Even Shiro, huh? That barely even goes out in public, came to see Ai. They hadn't talked in 10 years, but the conversation felt perfectly natural. The bonds they forged when they were kids were still very much alive, even now. We all spent quite a while in Ai and Ao's hospital room, chatting about whatever trivial subjects came to mind. Felt like we were trying to overwrite the 10-year period that Ai had been gone for. But that wasn't all. Everyone was waiting for Ao to wake up. They were praying that their whole group could reunite with one another, all at once, trying all the while to suppress one persistent worry. But in the end, Ao never woke up that day either. I made my way to the clinic first thing in the morning. I made a beeline for Ao and I's hospital room the second I arrived. Clack. Ai?
ノックがない失礼です
Ah, my bad.
ラッキースケベでも期待しましたか
Considering you can't even do that yourself yet. Uh,
なぜでしょうか無性にあなたが憎く感じるのですが
you're probably just imagining it. More importantly, how's Ao?
今日も可愛いです
You know, if you stand him up, Ai's probably going to be a lot shorter than Ao, considering she's been, you know, bedridden for 10 years. She's probably got, you know, fairly stunted growth, I'd imagine. Yeah, I know. But no, I'm talking about, you know. I see. Ao was still sprawled out on her bed, soundly and peacefully asleep in the exact same position. Roll her over. She's gonna get like bed sores. She'd been asleep for 2 days straight at that point.
ハイリさんアオちゃんがこんなに眠り続けることは
Nope. Nope. Not since I met her, at least. She passed out all the time, but naps usually only lasted an hour or so tops.
そうですか
I can only imagine her relief when she learned that I can only imagine her relief when she learned that I woke up. Maybe the weight lifted off her shoulders was so great, she fell asleep out of pure peace of mind. That was one explanation for her current condition. However, that possibility did nothing to distract us from the looming worst-case scenario. Come on, wake up already, Ao. Ai's waiting for you, you know? Besides, you promised me, didn't you? Didn't you say we'd go out for real after we found Ai's memories?
は
This is the good part. Hush.
すみません容認しがたい言葉が聞こえたのでただそうですねアオちゃんが望んだことならやぶさかではありませんゴーハラではありますが
Thanks. You've got a pretty colorful vocabulary for someone who's been asleep for the last 10 years.
アオちゃんがいろいろな話をしてくれたから時々本を読んでくれたりもした、自分が読んで面白いと思った本です随分と偏ってはいましたがそれでもそれは私にとっても面白いものでした
I have to take your word on it.
目覚めた私がこうして普通に話ができるのはアオちゃんのおかげです
AKA hand waving it, saying don't think too hard about it. Your dedication to your sleep learning really was something.
言葉が安いです無情の愛と言ってください
I say that's a bit too heavy. But anyway, I can tell you're Ao's sister.
双子だから似ているのは当然
Now, I'm not just talking about looks. It hits me every time I talk with you. The way you talk's completely different, but it kind of feels like I'm talking with Ao anyway.
そう。それは少し嬉しいですね。ひょっとして私に惚れましたか？
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's totally how Ao would have reacted there.
あおちゃんの手前、あなたとのお付き合いはご遠慮したいです。
Not even secretly on the side? Haven't even asked you out, so why am I even getting rejected?
しかし、あおちゃんと一緒ならやぶさかではありません。
Mm-hmm. Wait, seriously? Hold up a sec. By together, you mean... Huh? That's a little too stimulating of a suggestion for me. Coward! Coward! I go to an all-boys school, after all, so I'm really not comfortable with this stuff. If you tease me like that, I might end up actually taking you seriously.
本気ですが。
I'll just stick without a start, thanks.
では、私もひとまずはあおちゃん一筋で。
Yeah, man's gotta learn to ride with the training wheels first. Oh, really? Neither of us will be starting anything until she wakes up, I guess.
そうですね。
Unless, you know, she's asleep for a while and, eyes the training wheel, so to say. You know, getting you all prepped to be with her sister. I can see like a spin-off series, you know, with that scenario. That's it. We just need to go get the shaved ice and dump it on her and wake her up. What a carefree girl.
そうですね。
The two of us gazed at Ao's sleeping face. I think that's only the first time I messed him up, right at the end. I think that just a few days ago, Ao and I were gazing at Ai in exactly the same way. The next day, the doctor was out of town for some kind of conference. The nurse went with him. In other words, the clinic was populated entirely by its patients. I've been waiting for this day to come. The day when nobody's around to get in my way.
何を企んでいるんですか？
I snuck a glance at Ao.
寝ているあおちゃんに何をする気ですか？ずるいです。私は体が動かないのに。
I want to join in too.
せめて私の目の届く範囲で。できれば隣に寝かせてください。
Yeah, put me in the splash zone. I think I might have slept taught you some pretty unwholesome stuff. Anyway, I'll be right back.
何をする気です？
You have to go get the tools. No matter what I do right now, nobody will ever find out.
けだもの。
Man, talk about rude. I'll have you know that Inari's been helping Ao look for iridescent shades since the very beginning.
名前は聞いていましたけど。タヌキ？
I know exactly what you're thinking right now, and I totally agree, but nah, she's a fox.
そうですか。
Apparently. I couldn't exactly sneak a wild fox in the hospital with the staff around. I have a feeling that she'd want to check up on Ao, too. Yeah, rub some, I don't know, kitsune magic on her and make her wake up, Inari, huh? Maybe spring a second tail? Inari hopped onto Ao's bed and started licking her cheek.
犬？
Nope, a fox. Ao wouldn't budge no matter how much Inari licked her. Inari turned and gave me a questioning look. She's asleep. Inari kept cuddling up to her face and poking her cheeks. Ao didn't react in the slightest, and Inari looked downcast. I thought that Inari's voice might wake her up. Guess it didn't work, though.
でも、寝ているあおちゃん、寝言が増えてきています。
She has?
それは、頭の中の整理が進んでいるということではないでしょうか。
I don't know, I'm not like a brain doctor. Could be. Yeah, that must be it. I smiled awkwardly at Ai. Later that night, I went up into the mountains with Inari. Wanted to bring the lantern we used for the Festival of the Mountain up to the shrine. We left on the ground when we found Ai's iridescent shade and ran off to the clinic, and had been lying there ever since. I followed Inari up the mountain trail. On the way, Inari found an iridescent shade. I held up the lantern just to see what would happen, and the butterfly immediately fluttered towards it. Huh, guess even I can guide the iridescent shades. There was no need for me to touch them the way Ao did, of course. Now I just have to bring the lantern to the sacred tree, right? I figured that was how the Festival of the Mountain was supposed to work. Definitely seemed more proper that way. Yeah, touching them isn't even part of the ritual. She was just doing it. Yeah, let's go, he said to Inari. I ended up bringing 2 iridescent shades to the Blossom of the Lost. I made sure the butterflies were on their way to the tree, then offered the lantern to the shrine. All right, that should do it. I glanced up at the sacred tree once more. Iridescent shades were still fluttering amongst the leaves. Flowers are almost all gone. There were countless tiny white petals scattered on the ground beneath the tree. I was sad that the Festival of the Mountain would last as long as the Blossom of the Lost was in bloom. It's almost over, huh? I wasn't just talking about the festival. The end of my summer vacation was also drawing near. Once summer vacation ends, I'll have to return home. I'll have to leave this island. Make sure you wake up by then, okay, Ao? The moon glimmered brightly in the night sky overhead. I'm pretty sure we're in the end game, so we'll just push through until the end. There's no sense cutting and then, having a 20-minute part next time, so. The next day, when I went to the clinic to check up on Ao, I was acting a little weird. I was sleep talking a little vivid. Huh? What's wrong?
Ao-chan ga.
Did she wake up? I looked over at Ao's bed. Nope, still sleeping like a slob. Well, she looks the same as ever to me. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, I guess.
寝言が。
Oh, right, you said she's been doing that more often lately. That just means her sleep's getting lighter and lighter, though, right?
ハイリさんの名前を 口にしていました。
Huh? Mine? Man, she's even seeing me in her dreams? This girl.
そんなとこ舐めちゃ恥ずかしいって何です？
I very, very slowly broke eye contact.
ハイリさん、
Probably just a dream.
外じゃ恥ずかしいって何です？
Probably just a dream.
すっごく幸せって何です？
Probably just a dream.
もう一回って何です？
Just a dream!
あおちゃんが怪我された。
Yeah, outside in the woods. I haven't even done it in a real bed yet. Don't be rude. And besides, I was way more dirt.
あおちゃんの方が何です？
You know what? Never mind. I think you're better off not interrogating me about this, honestly. Actually, you should just ask Ao herself when she wakes up.
一つだけ
What?
教えてください。
Oh, you weren't done. Sorry, what?
あおちゃんは可愛かったですか？
She was ridiculously freaking cute. Seriously, cut it out with the intimidating stares. Come on now, wake up already. If you're talking in your sleep, that means you can hear us, right? Everyone's waiting for you to wake
い
up.
ろいろ聞かせてほしいことがあるから。
Nope, wrong button. I very, very slowly looked away again.
ハイリさん。もしよかったら、あおちゃんに何か話をしてあげてくれませんか？
Talk to her about something? Like what?
夢の中よりこっちの方が楽しいと思えるようなそんな話です。
I get it. Okay. Don't know if this will be interesting or not, but I'll talk about myself, I guess. There's a bunch of stuff I haven't told her yet. Like, the reason I came to this island. Okay, I was about to say, are we not going to get this in this route? But no, here we go. This is our excuse to plot dump.
おばあさんの遺品整理だったのでは？
That's what I told everyone, yeah. It all started last summer. I mentioned that I was part of the swim club, right? Everyone said I had great things ahead of me. They picked me as the anchor for the relay, even though we had a bunch of third years in the club. Sorry, bud, you would never be a professional swimmer. You're like 5'5". You need to be like a lanky freak of nature to be like an Olympic swimmer. My seniors were great guys, though. They supported me. We even ended up heading to the summer tournament with a team built around me, a first year. Swimmers before me all managed to hold first place. We're on track to set a professional record. But the guy I didn't know was in the next lane over. I'd been to all the middle school tournaments, but I'd never seen him before. He was a first-year anchor, just like me. He dove in a couple seconds after me, but he'd already caught up before I was halfway down the lane. I was swimming as hard as I could, too. In that moment, everything fell apart. We could have made it to the finals, even if we placed second, but I couldn't even finish my leg. And that was the end of the senior summer, the last swim meet of their high school career. Nobody blamed me. I was so grateful for that, I almost cried. Felt like I had to make up for all my guilt and all their frustrations, so I worked myself to the bone. I really did. But I just couldn't. Ever since then, I hadn't been able to properly swim. Practice was a totally different matter. I could swim just fine then. But when it came time for the real deal, when I heard all those cheers around me, my form fell apart. Just couldn't do it anymore. Everyone supported me at first. They waited for me. But it just kept getting worse and worse. And eventually, nobody knew how they were supposed to face me anymore. Didn't even know how to face myself. Everything was so stifling. I felt like I was going to suffocate. And so, I quit the club. I stopped going to school. I pretended to go, then wandered into town instead, roaming the streets, falling in with the other truants. Before I knew it, I'd gone completely off the deep end, getting into pointless fights, hurting people. Eventually, I got in trouble with the police. I was suspended. Couldn't keep that one from my parents, of course. Sort of figured they already had a vague idea what I'd been up to lately. I mean, they were my parents. Turns out I was wrong. Caught them completely off guard. They took it worse than I ever imagined. My dad blamed my mom, and my mom blamed my dad. Our family fell apart. Then I started playing League of Legends. Didn't feel welcome at home or at school. And so, the truth is, I came to this island to run away. Maybe that's why. The way you kept pushing forwards, never giving up. The way you never ran away, no matter how tough things got. Thought it was incredible. I was drawn to your strength. Strength that I lack. Alright, it doesn't sound as good when you're doing this, but just pretend you're cutting a noble figure right now. Ow, huh? Yeah, pretty boring, right?
いえ、そんなことはないです。ハイリさんのことを知れて、アオちゃんは嬉しいと思いますよ。
You do? If she is, well, I'd really like that.
ハイリ。
Ow?
ずっと一緒。寝言ですね。
Yeah, studying and looking for your ears and shades, that's all. Sure, let's have some.
は？
Like I said, this is one of the good parts. Just let it go.
すみません。本音を隠すのが下手なもので。
Yeah, I can tell. This isn't really helping your case.
ところでハイリさん、双子の特殊能力というのを信じますか？
Nope. That shit's made up. What, you mean like twin telepathy of some sort?
です。
I could see it. You found Ao when she got lost in the mountains at night back when you were kids, right? I sort of wondered if that was some sort of mysterious power at work. So, why do you ask?
漠然とした勘のようなものですが、もうすぐ、アオちゃんは目を覚ます気がします。アオちゃんを見ていると、なんとなくそんな風に感じるんです。
I see. If you really think so, then I guess I can look forward to
信
it.
じるんですか？
Why wouldn't I? I never stopped believing that you'd wake up. And you did, right? So I figured it only makes sense the other way
あ
around
り
too.
がとうございます。
I knew very well how powerful belief could be when it came to granting your dreams. And the one who taught me that was none other than Ao herself. I spent that entire day at the clinic again. I said my goodbyes, telling Ao I'd see her again tomorrow, and stepped outside. I happened to glance back at the clinic and saw a tiny little light fluttering out from one of its windows. An iridescent shade? Pretty rare to see one of those in town. Is it headed back to the mountains? The iridescent shade danced through the night sky, glowing with an ephemeral light. I stood there for a moment, just watching it flutter away. He says slack-jawed with nothing going on between his ears, just like, huh, weird. All right. Ao spoke of the mysterious powers shared by twins. I told her I believed in them. And now, part of me couldn't help but wonder, did that belief bring about the scene in front of me?
おはよう、ハイリー。
Ow! Though she still looked a little bit groggy, I was grinning at me from her bed. You sure slept well, didn't you?
ちょっと寝すぎた？
Yeah, an entire week. New personal best. Crap. A week before, talking with Ao would have been the most natural thing in the world. In that moment, though, was almost enough to bring me to
アオ
tears.
ちゃん。ごめんね。せっかくあんたが起きてくれたのに、私が寝てばっかで。
Yeah, rude as fuck.
大丈夫。こうしてお話ができたから、ちゃんと、アオちゃんの声を聞くことができたから、もう、大丈夫。それにしても、
Oh yeah, you're probably
寝っぱ
stiff
な
as
し
a
って
board.
体が動かなくなっちゃうのね。手とか重い。
Well, no, push yourself.
ねえ、ハイリー。
Well, what's up? Hungry? Want to eat something?
外の空気、吸いたい。
Oh, should I open the window?
そうじゃなくて、外を歩きたい。
But you just said you can't move very well, right?
だから、おんぶして。
I mean, I don't mind, but... I glanced over at Ai.
構いませんよ。アオちゃんが望んでいますから。抱っこでもいいわよ。
That's kind of hard. It's easier on the back. Let's stick with the piggyback ride.
じゃあ、ちょっと着替える。
Want me to help?
そのくらいはできるわよ。
I left the hospital room and waited for her to get ready. Thank goodness, Nels finally woke up. That was all I could think about. I heard the sisters chatting beyond the door.
なんでそんなにじっと見てるの？アオちゃん、綺麗だなって。そうでも愛だって綺麗よ。アオちゃんが寝ている私の世話をしてくれていたのは、体を拭いてくれたり、
Mm-hmm.
マッサージしてくれたりちゃんと知ってる？
Yeah, thanks for the sponge baths.
いろいろ柔らかかったわ。ぜひお返しをしたい。愛がちゃんと動けるようになったらね。これからリハビリとか大変ね。
Oh, yeah.
目的がはっきりしている方が頑張れる。目的って？あおちゃんと同じことをするの。そっか。うん。それは楽しみね。
Man, I a freak, huh? Al finished changing and emerged looking like her same old self. She was a bit wobbly after spending a week in bed, of course.
抱っこだっけ？
No, piggyback.
そっちの方が慣れてるからいっか。
But we're coming right back, okay?
少しだけでも叶えてあげてください。
You're pretty supportive today, huh? To be totally honest, I think it'd make more sense for the two of you to spend this time together.
いいえ、ハイリさんがこちらに来る前に、あおちゃんとはたくさん話しました。だから、ひとまず譲ります。あおちゃんが
Yeah, for now.
起きていられるうちに。
Mm-hmm. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Well, she's still awake, but she just woke up, right?
うん。そうなんだけどね。
Suddenly, I noticed something in my peripheral vision. Huh? Iridescent shade. Where'd it come from? Ow? Thought I was just seeing things. Or rather, I wanted to believe that I was just seeing things. The iridescent shade fluttered away from Ao, as if it had escaped from her body.
た
What's...
くさんの記憶に触れちゃったツケかしらね。頭の中、結構めちゃくちゃでさ。
yeah, that's
ず
fair.
っといろんな人の声が聞こえてて、
It happens to the best of us.
自
Just
分
don't
を保
listen
つ
to him.
のがしんどいの。
Ow. No, that can't.
正直、もう起きられる気がしなくてさ。ごめんね。
As she speaks, iridescent shades spill out from her, one after another.
それにさ、私が見た記憶たちを、この子たちを、ちゃんと返してあげないと、ハイリにしか頼めないの。
But No, we should be looking for something we can do to help you. Anything.
ハイリさん、
Ah,
お願いします。あおちゃんのお願いを、叶えてください。重くない？
I mean, you probably lost some weight. You sure are.
重くない？
You're as light as a feather. Don't worry. In truth, Al felt lighter on my back than she'd ever felt before. She might have lost some weight as a consequence of her week-long nap. Yup. I was bedridden for food poisoning in the desert for like 5 days. I'd lost like 10 pounds. Because I was doing nothing but like expelling liquid in various forms from my body and sleeping. But more than that, it felt like the iridescent shades that continued to spill out from her body were stealing something important from her. Just have to bring you to that tree, right?
ちょっと寄り道しながらがいいかな。
A detour?
村の中を歩くの。ラブラブなカップルみたいよね。実はさ、ずっとやってみたかったのよ。
Oh, we did it the other day, but in your defense, you weren't really conscious. You have to count as lovers by now, right?
うん、私、ハイリの彼女よ。だからさ、笑って。彼女と一緒にいるんだからさ、笑っててよ。
Yeah, don't look like you're going to a funeral, bud. Come on. Talk about impossible requests. But I wanted to make her wish come true, no matter what it was. I guess you're right. I have to fulfill her wish. So, smile. Let's take a trip through town and show off to everyone. Come on, smile. We'll show them how lovey-dovey we can be.
ここ覚えてる？あんたと初めて出会ったとこよ。
Yeah, you and Inari were sleeping by the road. You yelled something about me trying to ravish you. I think about it. That was a pretty awful first
放
meeting.
っておいてって言ったのに、全然放っておいてくれないし。
I was way too interested in you. Couldn't help myself.
それってつまり、実のところ一目惚れしちゃってたとか？
I wonder. Looking back on it, you just might be right. What's wrong?
いや、あっさり認められると、なんか恥ずかしい。
Now, you get flustered pretty easily when I'm straightforward about it, don't you?
そういうのに免疫ないのよ。おばあちゃんいないみたいね。
Well, maybe she's asleep inside. She's got it worked out so the place can function just fine without anyone watching the register.
みんな勝手にお金置いて物を持ってくし。
Thinking along those lines, she doesn't really need a part-timer at all, does she?
そう？結構重要な役割あるわよ。
Yeah, you're the face. You're like the mascot. What's that?
かわいい看板娘。
Okay, yeah. Can't argue with that. What's wrong?
かわいいの部分は。
Nah, why do you think you kept coming
じ
here?
ゃないの？
Why would I? Of course I think my girlfriend's cute.
そういえば、
Yeah,
こ
walked
こ
right
で
into that
も
one
いろい
now.
ろなことがあったわね。
I mean, we hang out here all the time.
人の着替え覗くし、かき氷をぶっかけるし、それも何度も。
Yeah, you know, for a joke, you gotta do it like 3 times. Any more than 3 is like it starts to drag.
今となっては、
Rule of threes.
あんたとの馴れ初めの一つよね。
People are gonna think we're both crazy if we tell that story in public.
ちょっと失敗したかも。ハイリの背中が心地よくって、なんか気が緩んじゃう。
Don't fall asleep just yet, okay?
頑張る。
We...
ここは
Oh, that's her.
特
Sorry.
に何の
I was looking at my
思い
phone
出
a
も
little
ない
bit.
わ。
What? Of course we do.
忘れた。
I called you to talk about iridescent shades.
忘れた。
Yeah, it was pretty uneventful. And you got your hopes up and got all prepared for something to happen. Brush your teeth and everything.
そんな事実忘れたわ。
Don't worry. I still remember.
忘れてください。
I want to remember.
じゃあ覚えてていい？
Yeah. Ow?
平気。でもちょっと急いで。
Yep, clock's ticking.
欲しいかも。
All right. Ow, it's Inari.
久しぶりね。
You stop that. We've been over this. Oh. I snuck her into the clinic once while you were asleep.
あんたにも心配かけちゃったわね。ごめんね。たくさん手伝ってくれたのに。でも愛の記憶はちゃんと見つかったわ。
Yep, quest accomplished.
いつも一緒にいてくれて。
Inari, can you take us to the Blossom of the Lost? Yeah, never been there during the day, you know. Trail looks different. I slowly walked the mountain trail with Ow on my back. Gonna walk at my normal pace even if I wanted to. Interval between Ow's yawns was growing shorter. Yeah, I know, it's making me yawn. Ugh. She was taking longer and longer to reply, too. I had to repeat myself pretty often. My steady footsteps seemed to almost be lulling Ow to sleep. The iridescent shades kept spilling out from her. Nari looked worried about both them and Ao as well. I think it was right around here.
何が
This is where I first saw you performing your duties.
夜の山に入っちゃダメって言ったのに、あんた、全然守ってくれないんだもの。どうしよう。
Such is the lot of the protagonist. Always get up into trouble. I was just way too curious.
でも結果的にはあんたのおかげであよを感謝しきれない。
I helped because I wanted to.
でもありがとう。
Right.
ねえ、ハイリー。
Hmm?
この夏楽しかったね。毎日いつも一緒にいて。
Yeah, fun but exhausting.
バカなこともして、無茶なこともして、私が眠っている間もずっと一緒にいてくれて、ハイリが話してくれたこと、ちゃんと覚え
Hey,
て
you
る
got a good
から。
memory. Except for the whole forgetting about the stuff from when we were at the shrine, but hey. Oh, that, when you were asleep.
嬉しかった。
Yeah.
ハイリはこの夏楽しかった？
Yeah, it was. More fun than any summer I've had before. I had so many new experiences. I made so many great memories. But
だけど
things are only going to get more fun from here on
で
out.
も夏休みが終わったら
Not really.
帰っちゃうんでしょ？
I'll get a part-time job. Come here on the weekends. Not just the summer. I'll be here with you in the fall, winter, and the spring too. And we'll spend all next summer together again.
それすっごく嬉しいね。でも
If I cut Ao off before she could continue. I feel like it had to be the one to say what had to come next. Painful as it was to put it into words. I knew that if I didn't say it, I'll never find my resolve. I wouldn't even be able to regret what had happened. If you fall into a never-ending sleep, saying it out loud made the reality of the situation finally sink in. I'll still come back to this island. The iridescent shades fluttering about us were mystical, fantastical. But they did nothing to hide the cruel reality that we were walking towards. It'll be fine. Saying those words took all my strength, even if you are asleep, because waking you up is my duty.
最初は優しくね。
I'll be gentle the whole way
そ
through.
れはちょっと物足りなくなるか
Yeah,
も。
she likes it a little bit rough. Her giggle sounded faint and distant. I felt her strength gradually draining away. Along with the butterflies and their fleeting light, something immeasurably important was draining away from her. But I couldn't stop. If I stopped, it would all be over. I could tell somehow. As night began to fall, we finally arrived at the Blossom of the Lost clearing. We're here, Ao. Hey, Ao? We're at the Blossom of the Lost. I gave her a shake, but she didn't react. I heard her gentle snoring and nothing more. Ao! You made it! You said you wanted to come, didn't you? So please, wake up. Hey, Ao! Wake up! Ao! And matter how much I shouted, or how much I shook her, Ao still wouldn't open her eyes. I heard her breathing, quiet and regular, but that was all. Nothing else. You're kidding, right? You're not seriously gonna stay asleep, right? Tell me you're just messing with me. I wanted to be with you more. I wanted to talk to you more. I wanted to come here and see you in the autumn, in the winter, and the spring. But I didn't mean while you were asleep. I wanted to see you smile, to see you laugh. I wanted to see you when you were awake. So please, open your eyes. Wake up. Please. Ow. Oh, hey, and Ari's here too, I guess. Ari replied in Ao's place. Something about the tone of her bark felt off. I turned around. What? Behind me was a cloud of iridescent shades. It was nothing like the clusters of them I'd seen up to that point. A veritable flood of iridescent shades was pouring in around us. And they just kept coming. Where did they come from? I was too dumbfounded to react until Inari pulled at my leg. Hey, Inari, what are you... Just as I staggered backwards, a brilliant light began glowing behind me. What? I know I had Ao on my back just moments earlier, but there she was, engulfed in an almost blindingly powerful light. Wait, no. Looking closer, I realized that she was surrounded by a countless number of butterflies. Ao? Iridescent shades were pouring out from her. It was no longer anything as innocuous as a simple leak. Could it be? The memories that Ao couldn't organize in her sleep were violently overflowing from her. But wait, couldn't that actually be good for her? If all the iridescent shades leave her and take their memories with them, wouldn't she wake... Suddenly, Inari started barking at one of the butterflies. One particular butterfly, singled out from amidst the sea of light. Inari? Almost sounded like she was trying to stop it. No way. Yeah, you just gotta grab it and, give her a good old, peck on the lips. Ow. Wake up. Wake up! You still have all your memories, right? Right? Ow! Wake up! Ow! I'm begging you! Please, wake up! I desperately called out to her, but Ao's eyes remained closed. Ow! Still barking, Inari dashed away. Could that be the one? That iridescent shade Inari's chasing? Could it have Ao's memories inside it? No way. Can't be serious. Wait. Ow. Wait! Wait! Ow! Don't go! I chased after it as well. Floated overhead, just high enough that I couldn't reach it. Right, the lantern. The ritualistic tool was still sitting by the shrine. The lantern attracts the iridescent shades, so I could call her back with it. I dashed over to the shrine and grabbed the lantern. Over here, Ao! I already knew how to return the memories from a butterfly to someone's body. I was sure it would work. I was sure. Hey, I'm over here! Why are you flying away? I held the lantern up as high as I could, but the iridescent shade didn't turn my way. In fact, not a single one of the myriad butterflies around me took any notice of the lantern at all. Why? Aren't they supposed to be attracted to this thing? I used it just the other day, didn't I? All the petals have fallen, dumbass. So why won't you come back?
すべての花が散ったら、祭事は終わりなの。
And what does that mean?
この釣り灯籠で、七栄鳥は集められなくなるわ。
Flowers! I remembered Ao's words and spun around. No way. The last of the flowers fell.
In other words, the festival of the mountain was over. It can't be serious. Ow. Ow! The iridescent shades that had gathered in the sanctuary were beginning to slowly disperse. Does that mean that I was gonna keep sleeping, just like I did? No, I won't let that happen. Ow! Come back! I'm begging you, please don't go! I desperately reached for the iridescent shade above me. Ow! For just a moment, it seemed to stop, as if it were reacting to my voice. Flew just a tiny bit lower. I jumped with all my might, reaching up as far as I possibly could. And for a single moment, for the tiniest fraction of a second, I touched the iridescent shade with my fingertip. Two? Hey, wait.
高原入り
Yeah, what a
いき
freak.
なり人の寝込みを襲うとかないわね。これだから都会の人間は信用ならないのよ。ちょっと顔がいいから。っていうか心配って。
Hard to really say if he's cute or
私の
not,
こと
considering,
が
you know, kind of rare to have faceless, you know,
変なやつ
gal gay protagonists in this day and age.
あんた絶対反省してない。何が目には目をよ。
Oh, my eyes! I suppose this wouldn't really be a gal gay. I
か
know.
き氷ぶっか
You
け
know,
るって
part of the
何？
appeal is the cute girls, but it's probably Nuki gay? Or is that the one that makes you come? I can't remember. I think we went over this before in an earlier episode.
あんな冷たい思いしたの初めてよ。着替えも見られるし、やっぱり都会の人間は油断ならないわ。ちょっとだけ楽しかったけど。
Yeah, just a little. Getting up to annoying shenanigans can be fun. I'm not upset at all.
はあ、あんたっ
Yeah,
て意
for
外と
losing.
子供なのね。
Yeah, nuki gay derived from nuku, to jerk off. Yeah, that's wrong. That ain't right. Whatever the one is to make you cry, that one. I'd rather you call me honest.
それこそ言い方次第じゃない。子供相手にムキになってガキね。
Yeah, but I found that cool bra, didn't I?
でも本当は負けてあげ
That
る
was
気だっ
sick.
た
It
の
was
に。
huge.
島の子たちもすぐに懐いてたけど、そう悪いやつじゃないのは確かね。
Yeah, kids like it when you're earnest with them. They can tell when you're being fake. That's why I'm the favorite uncle.
お父さんは腸の研究をしているの。
Oh, is he an entomologist?
そんなとこ。今は学会で日本を離れてるわ。
What about your mother?
今度の方でパート。連絡船の最終便で帰ってくるわ。
So we're the only ones here right now?
そうね。
Whoa, 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 whoa.
家にあげちゃった男の子を家にあげちゃったこれってセー
It's
フ
over.
ちょっと気を許しすぎた
Mm-hmm.
でもこいつなら大丈夫よね。
I mean, if you say it's fine, it probably is fine, I guess. Still can't help but worry a bit, though. There we go, Nakige, that's what it is. It's really confusing, and it's not fair that the two that sound the closest are the furthest apart on the spectrum.
もしかして私に惚れちゃった？ 大胆なことを聞いちゃった。どうしようこれ。俺だって言われたら。
I mean, better than him saying no and then you just have to like go home and kill yourself.
返事はちゃんとしないといけ
Just
ない
like,
わ
well,
よね。
I'm gonna go walk in the sea now. Bye.
私の気持ちはまだよくわからない。あんた本当にろくなことしないわね。
I just couldn't stop. Look like you're really enjoying
っ
it.
ていうか寝てる女の子の口に触るってどうなの？
Oh, it really got my heart pounding.
あんたの感想聞いてるんじゃないわよ。こっちだってドキドキしたわよ。口ってつまり唇に触ってるわけなんだし。
I mean, it's more like the Gogurt pack did,
あ
but
れあんまり嫌じゃないわね。
such a woman of loose morals you are.
ドキドキしてるだけみたい。
Hey, can you tell me about Iridescent Shades?
あんたあんな目に遭っててよくそういうこと聞けるわね。っていうか真面目に説教したいレベルなんだけど。
Sorry.
よかった。ハイリが無事で本当によかった。どうしてわからないの？七英長を探すのは本当に危険なのよ。
Damn, we really doing every scene, huh? Yeah, and that's why. Doing something dangerous, and I don't think I can convince you to stop. So I figured at the very least I could be nearby to help out.
ずるい。そんな言い方されたら断れないじゃない。っていうか、やばい。私、今嬉しくなってる。
Too easy. Never survive in the big city.
すごく嬉しい。幸せ。ハイリがそばにいてくれ
There we
るか
go.
ら。少し。
I was about to say, we're gonna do that everything all the way to the end to where we were. It's like, oh boy, we're gonna be here for a minute.
しちゃった。大好き。ずっとそばにいてほしい。ハイリとずっと。
At least it's all wholesome stuff in here, and none of the other stuff that she feels floated in, that she also feels deeply about.
ごめんね。ずっとそばにいられなくて。私もうでもずっと大好き。
Thanks. Ow. When I came to, I found that I was crying. Those were Ao's memories of love. The memories she's made since meeting me, all of them filled with her emotions. Happy memories, embarrassing memories, joyful memories. The pure, undilated feelings that Ao never put into words. Undiluted, not undilated. But Ao had already flown off to a place I couldn't reach. Ao. Ao. I called Ao's name again and again, but she didn't reply. And yet there, right next to me, just like always. Damn it. I can't take this. As always, looking just the same as ever, Ao was sleeping peacefully. But this time, she wouldn't wake up. And Ari walked up to Ao and licked her cheek. You're such a moron. It's not we'll never see each other again. You're just asleep, right? Wiping away my tears, I walked over to her side. Let's go home, Ao. I propped her upright, then hefted her onto my back. Oh, you're so heavy. Come on. That's the part when you're supposed to say you're actually light. Please, Ao. I made sure she was nice and stable on my back, then started my descent. I didn't want it to end like this. All I wanted was for Ao to smile.
青ちゃん。
I. Did you know?
はい。漠然とした予感のようなものでしたが、これは私のせいで。
I.
すみません。言ってはいけないと分かってはいても、でもやはり悔いてしまいます。
I wonder why Ao wanted to go to the Blossom of the Lost. Did she really just want to send off all the iridescent shades within her? Or did she have some other reason? She must have known that would happen to her if she...
どうしました？
One year. 1 year from now in the summer, the Blossom of the Lost will bloom again. When it does, I can search for Ao. I finally understood. I was betting on the possibility that the Blossom of the Lost was still in bloom. If the Festival of the Mountain was still ongoing, then I could have retrieved Ao's memories with the lantern. She didn't give up until the very end. She just didn't tell me, so I wouldn't feel responsible if we didn't make it in time.
はい。おそらくは、青ちゃんは優しすぎますから。
You too, I. You're planning on working yourself to the bone in rehab so you can go looking for Ao, aren't you? That's what you meant when you said you'd do for her what she did for you, right?
してもらったことを返すだけです。ハイリさん、一つお願いがあります。これからも、青ちゃんに会いに来てほしいんです。あなたが見たこと、聞いたこと、体験したこと、それらを青ちゃんに聞かせてほしい。青ちゃんが私にずっとしてくれていたように。
Easy enough.
青ちゃんの眠る時間を、
Might not be able to do it every day,
空
but
白を埋めてあげてほしいんです。無茶なお願いなのは分かっています。けど、今の私はまだ自由に歩くことができないから、本当は青ちゃんに分けてもらった時間を私が返してあげたいのに。
it's fine. I already talked about this with her. I'll head home for a bit once summer vacation ends, yeah. But I'll get a part-time job, build up a travel fund, and come here on weekends. Not just during the summer. I'll visit in the fall, winter, and spring too. And when summer finally rolls around again, I'll be back to stay. And besides, I still remembered. There was something else I promised Ao a long time ago. Waking Ao up is my duty. Summer ended, and I returned home. The first thing I did was make an appearance at the club I ran away from. I was terrified. But Ao taught me a lesson about not running away, and I wanted to put it into practice. I was there to apologize and officially withdraw from the club, but still, everyone urged me to join them once more. Every single member wanted me back. Almost brought me to tears, but I declined. I told them I found something even more important to me. It barely took them a second to realize I was talking about a girl. Students in all boys' schools are weirdly sharp about that stuff. But still, they supported me. And I almost cried again. I went back to school, too. When school got out, I worked part-time. I picked the weirdest jobs I could find, hoping to get some good stories to tell Ao when I was at it. I tried things I never tried before. I gave every day my all. Everyone kept saying it's like I'd been reborn. And every weekend, I would head to Tori Shirojima.
あ、また来た。
Hey,
青に会いに。
of course. Want to come along?
いい。邪魔するのも悪い
Yeah,
し。
I don't want a third wheel. You really wouldn't be, honestly. I'd probably be happy to see you too.
平日にお見舞いに行ってるから。
Ah, gotcha. In that case, I'll go ahead and take that private time with her.
あ、ハイリさんようこそ。
Hey,
青ちゃん、ハイリさんが来たよ。
How is she?
相変わらず可愛いです。
I mean, duh. I already knew that.
つまり双子の私も可愛いと言っているのですか？
I mean, yes. Sorry, I was cuter.
知っています。
Now then. Ow, something really interesting happened at work the other day. I had this temporary gig at a construction site and I talked to share my world with Ao. To make her feel like we hadn't spent a single moment apart when she finally woke up. The summer heat gradually faded away. Even then, I kept visiting the island. On holidays, I'd sleep over at the Kato house. On Christmas, I dressed up as Santa Claus. When kids mobbed me and wouldn't let me go, so I ended up being pretty late for my visit with Ao. On New Year's Eve, I held her hand as the clock struck midnight. I made mochi by hand for the first time on the island, and I excitedly told her all about it. What, you get your hand crushed by the mallet? It snowed on Valentine's Day. I brought chocolates and put them in her hand and acted like she was feeding them to me. Naturally, I happened to arrive back from rehab just in time to catch me. Never been glared at with quite that level of intensity before. It probably looked like you were just sucking on her fingers. I'd be a little concerned too. Of course, I did the exact same thing a moment later. In the spring, I gathered a bunch of sakura petals. The doctor and nurse got really mad at me when I scattered them about the hospital room. Even though I was the one who came up with the idea in the first place. Oh yeah, you went right under the bus. And then... summer arrived once more. In the Sorakatos family's sanctuary, the flowers were in full bloom once more. I retrieved the lantern from the shrine and the tree's roots. I might find her right away. I might not find her for decades. But that didn't deter me in the slightest. Alright, let's get started. I'll chase after the memories we once shared. Woo! We did it! Push through! Ugh. Yeah, it was a good thing I kept on trucking. Wouldn't have wanted a 40-minute episode. That would have felt a little, you know, a little limp, you know, for a route finale. Better to go out with a bit of a marathon one than you know, a quick little spurt. Am I able to skip or are we stuck? Oh, there we go. Sorry, nice ending credits song, but we're going back to the title, unless there's an epilogue. Hey, we get an epilogue, nice. I can wait to share my thoughts.
それはとても安心できる声。柔らかくて、温かくて、まるで目覚めを促す太陽のようで、とても大好きな声。思わず微笑んでしまう。体はちょっと自由に動かないけど。
Yeah, considering at the bare minimum, you know, you were 1 year catatonic.
心を揺らされる。少しだけ息苦しくなった。波紋のように。
Probably won't tell us how long it was, but
体の中をぬくもりが巡る。
But the length of time doesn't really matter.
口が動く。最初になんて言えばいいのか知っている。
Nice of them though to actually,
言っていた言葉。
give us a confirmation that, you know,
ずっと
he went and did
言
it
いたかっ
instead
た
of
言葉。
leaving us on a cliffhanger. Which if they wanted to, they could have to make it like super bittersweet, but
ちょっと寝すぎちゃった。 おはよう。
Woo! We did it for real. Yeah, cleared Ao's route. Metal get. Let's go. Let's go. Ugh. Oh.
僕はふと目を覚ます。
Oh
見
god.
渡す限
We're
り
getting
の
like
草原
Clan
が
Ad shit.
その真っ只中に僕は立っている。声がした。僕の影とは別の影帽子が僕の影の隣に並んで揺れている。あなたは？
And this is like
ここはどこな
real
の？
Clan Ad shit.
影帽子さんが僕の言葉に反応してかすかに揺れた。あっち？あ、みんなが遊んでる。そうだ。僕は遊びに来たんだ。
Yeah, hang out over
影
the
帽子さん
summer.
も一緒に行く？僕の影と影帽子さんが手をつないだ。僕たちは広い草原へと歩き出す。
Well, I'm sure that will not have any importance for like the grand route at the end or whatever it's called, which I imagine we'll have. You know, the big finale route after we do all the heroine routes and we get like a true end unlocked. I'm sure nothing like that will happen in this game. You know, it's just a collection of short stories kind of thing. You know, there's no overarching narrative that will be resolved at the end. What a ridiculous thing to think. But anyway, Ao's route done. Pretty enjoyable. I liked it. It was a lot more direct with the supernatural stuff, which was fun. I liked Ao. Ao is a good character. She is fun. They have good chemistry and hijinks. The route itself, good. It was good. It might have been a little long in the tooth. Felt like we were repeating a lot of the same stuff over and over again, which is kind of the point. That they were getting into a routine, you know, that they had a thing going that they were doing every single time, but some of it felt like, okay, this could have been cut for time. And I brought it up whenever it would happen, but whoever wrote this one and directed this route really liked calling back and like giving us flashback vignettes to things that happened 35 minutes ago. And it's like, please trust me. Please assume I have some basic level of media literacy that I'm able to follow along with what's going on. For the love of God. But that's my only real gripe with it, is that it's probably like not even like oh, it was so bloated long. No, I was like maybe 10% could have been cut and be like, yep, that's good. And some of the incessant like just like callback, and it's like But yeah, I liked it, and that's really all I got to say about that. It's not too deep. It was pretty straightforward. I liked Ai, you know, once she was finally a character. I hope we get to see her again, maybe Grand Route kind of thing, you know, true end route. She pops up. But I obviously, because of the structure of the narrative, she couldn't have been around for longer, which is fine. It's fine. I understand. I wouldn't really hold that against it. I'm just saying that I liked her, and that if she was around for longer, that would have been good, but from the story they were telling, it makes sense why she wasn't. Yeah. Do I think it was good or better than Shiroha's route? I don't think so. I still think Shiroha's route was better, but it's not like a giant power gap. It was just like, yeah, I liked it, but I liked the other one more, and it's not complicated. It's just feelings and vibes. You know, nothing really knocking against it and be like, this route was fucking garbage. Like I did when I was reading White Album 1. Man, you can skip White Album 1 and just go straight into 2 from what I hear, and I'd believe it. That's what I heard, and I know we're talking about White Album now, but I'm using it as a comparison here. Like 80% of White Album 1 is fucking dog shit that you can just not bother looking at, and you're better for it. It had a couple good routes, and then like the rest, like nothing of value was gained by reading them whatsoever. But then you hear White Album 2, it's like, oh, it's like one of the like pinnacles of the medium. It's like, okay, clearly they learned their lesson somewhere along the line. This isn't that. This is competently, well-written, good stories. They know what they're trying to do. They execute it well. I'm just ranking them like how well I liked these good things in order of how much I liked them. They're all good. It's just when you're looking at them, you know, subjectively, because these are my individual opinions, you can't really objectively. I mean, I suppose you could objectively critique a story if like the actual mechanics and storytelling is bad, like it doesn't make sense, then that's kind of subjective, but you know, everything works good enough that objectively they're both good. But then subjectively, it's like, I think this one's a little gooder than the other one. I know that wasn't proper English, but my point stands. So, yeah. My final thoughts is that I don't really have any, because it was fine. Yep, it was good. If I really wanted to, like, something people have been asking is like, oh, once you finish a series, why don't you make like a retrospective kind of like video essay on it? One, because that's really fucking hard, and it takes a lot of time, and the amount of like over the span of time that I record these, you know, a series, it's like 2-3 months. This one's gonna be even longer because sorry, I suck at maintaining my schedule right now, so it takes a bit to get through these routes. But if I was like really hammering it, I could get through like a route a week. And just looking on the screen, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus like a 7th, you know, true route. Like that's 2 months right there of just me recording. Then as the videos come up, you know, stretch that out every other day. Now we're at like 4 months from beginning of the series to the end of the last episode getting uploaded. So then I'd have to wait till the whole. Well, I wouldn't have to wait till it's up to start making that video, you know, the end, the like a retrospective video. But the point still stands. Like, I'd have to be like, okay, this stuff that happened like 3 months ago, I kind of remember it. I'd either have to go back and like watch my old videos, which I hate doing. I hate watching my own videos. It's like, I'd rather have like my fingernails and toenails pulled out, or just replay it and get refreshed. But like those retrospectives, you want like, at least I feel like my opinion as I'm experiencing it the first time is valid and important, and then the opinion of someone who has the full picture and is looking back at it retrospectively is also important. So I'd probably have to do both those things. I'd probably have to like do a refresher playthrough, just like skimming through it on my own, plus going back and researching my old videos to get my opinions and my thoughts as it was happening the first time. That for like a 9 route long game, and then compiling it and, you know, organizing it, making a script, and then editing and putting in B-roll. Oh my god. And then for something this long, the meme of like the Native American trackers in the woods in the winter is like, white man has been here. And it's like, how can you tell? 7-hour long video essay. It would be that. It's like, unless I really want to shave and cut everything down to like the bare bone structure, I'd be making like a 5-hour long video. And for like my first time doing that, that's fucking nuts. I'd have to start off like a short visual novel, like a 10 to 15 hour one. I don't know, Song of Saya or something. Maybe I'll get around to reading that one at one point. Who knows? I wouldn't say I've soured on Gen Urobuchi's work. I know we're going off a completely different tangent now. But, back in the day, say 2012, it's like he was the hot shit and couldn't do no wrong. But then now looking back, I'm able to kind of look into the stories and be like, like this is kind of cheap, a little schlocky, huh, ain't it? But I have no idea where I was going with that tangent. I just wanted to say that, I guess. It's late. It's like 9:30. I gotta process the video and get it up. So I'm gonna end it. I'm pulling the plug, making the executive decision that we are done now. And what route's next? I'll be honest, I don't know because I don't have the guide up because we don't need it. I guess I should at least let you guys know before I part here what we're doing. Next up, Tsumugi, which is which one of these characters? Which one? Man, who the fuck is Tsumugi? Tsumugi, Summer Pockets. Save me, Google Images. Okay, it's the blonde one. That makes sense why I didn't remember her name, because we saw her once. Same with her little purple partner over there. But I've already said we're done here, so I'm gonna let you go. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I will see you all next time for the next episode of Summer Pockets Reflection Blue, where we'll start our Tsumugi Wenders route. Catch you guys then. Later now. Bye-bye. Mwah.